Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, amma ba'd. Hello, what's happening, everyone? If anybody's there listening on the internet, it's reactionary. Just thought I'd go online, have a quick hangout, see who's around. Anyway, I put the link there in the in the hangout. Sorry, I put a link there to the hangout in the live chat. Whoever wants to jump on, you're more than welcome. Cream Pie 26, you're always random. Yes, yeah. Well, it's yeah, spontaneous, yeah. No particular topic. I thought I'd come online. Alaikum salam. See who's around. All right. What shall I say? What shall I do? Let me check out if there's a. If I'm able to share my screen, I'll do my usual thing. Let's go to here. Let me go back to my Hangouts. It always takes me a couple of minutes to get set up, so just bear with me. Got a slight cold, so if you hear me sniffing, it's because a little bit of a cold, runny nose. How do I get back into my Hangouts? Ongoing call. All right, so here we go. Let's see if I can share my screen. Oh, I need to do one more thing. Get some tissue to blow my nose. All right. And just get this stuff ready. Do. All right, now. Literally only me watching, says Cream Pie 26. There's a few more people watching, but yeah, you're the only one that's typing anything so far. Okay. Let's see if I can share my screen. Get the browser. So there's the Hangout window and share screen. Full screen. Right. Now let's see if this screen shares. I opened a Google Chrome window in incognito mode. I want to know if it shares incognito windows through the Hangout or if it hides it. So let's see. I go to this random news website. Does it show on the screen? So on my laptop right now, I can see the BBC website. And on the Hangout, do we see it? Yes or no? Yep, we do. All right, good, perfect. Keep an eye on the chat. Nikki Travis says, Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam, Nikki Travis. How you doing? Long time. So yeah, latest news on the BBC website, latest propaganda is that Trump tried to get Mueller fired. Okay, obviously Mueller is trying to get do an investigation against Trump. So if you're the president, why not try and get him fired? You've got the ability. That is if you don't have any respect for your legal system in your country. Okay, so you got 8 new things in the Mueller report. I don't care. Why are they talking about it? Isn't anybody even bothered? Interesting. Police stretched by climate protests. I walked past Speaker's Corner. When was it? 2 nights ago, and there was quite a bit of Park Lane that was blocked off by police, and around the Marble Arch area going into Oxford Street, there was a big protest going on. And I spoke to them. They said they're climate change protesters, and they said they were doing 5 days of protests until the government changes something about climate change. So here it says police are being diverted from core local duties that keep London safe by the Extinction Rebellion protesters. And there was lots of like young people playing the drum. Like when I say the drum, barrels, banging barrels, making drum noises. So it looks like they've got some coordinated thing taking place around the capital. Yeah, it was Marble Arch that I saw them. Okay. Emma Thompson joined. Okay, fair enough. So done quite a few locations. All right. Good evening, Crimes of Britain. How are you, pal? That's that. Let's see if I go back. Teachers killed in Greek island crash. What type of crash? That was, they were driving in the mountains. Okay, for some reason we're being told about that. Struggling Love Island star took own life. Footballers to boycott social media. Why? That's very important news, isn't it? Professional footballers in England and Wales are to boycott social media for 24 hours on Friday. A 24-hour boycott. Okay, that's great. To protest against the way social networks and football authorities respond to racism. All right. Okay, interesting. I'm sure that's important. Yeah, I'm good, thanks, Crimes of Britain. I'm good. That's nice to see you. Well, how's your week been? Anything interesting? Actor's family at home during murder. Dangerous rapist caught on video call. Pro-climbers believe. To be honest, I'm not sure if there's any real news on here. Yeah, is there anything that you consider real news? Stuff that people should be concerned about? Like the most watched item, Meghan closes a car door. Meghan closes a car door. That's the most watched item on the BBC website. Nikki Travis says, did anyone note the significance or coincidence of a fire at Notre Dame and Al-Aqsa Mosque on the same day? Well, on the BBC website, they've made a mention of Notre Dame, Our Lady, in other words, temporary cathedral plan for Notre Dame. But I don't see anything about Al-Aqsa. Maybe because it's not in Europe. I would have thought that should be a significant item, but no mention of it, pal. Let's check world news. So I click on the world news link on the BBC website. A Bulgarian vulture's odyssey into Yemeni war zone. All right, that's mentioned. The temporary cathedral plan for Notre Dame is mentioned. Libya's PM condemns silence of allies, but nothing about Al-Aqsa. Nothing. Interesting. Good question, Nikki Travis. Well spotted. If I go to arabnews.com, our other regular news station, Jordan M says, Salam alaikum. Wa alaikum salam, brother. How you doing, Jordan M? You good? All right, let's see. Anything about Al-Aqsa Mosque? Uh-oh, who's just joined the call? Somebody's in the hangout.
Yeah, good evening. How are you doing?
Oh, Crimes of Britain in the house. How you doing, bro?
Not bad. Not bad. Yourself?
Yeah, good, mate. Good. Yeah, just going through some of the news. No, nothing about Al-Aqsa Mosque, even on the Arab News website. So is this true? Is there anything that happened at the Al-Aqsa Mosque, or is it just people making it up? Because I don't see nothing here about it.
I think there was definitely something on the same day as the Notre Dame fire.
No mention of it on Arab News or that Jazeera.com. Don't know how to spell it. Maybe that's how you spell it. No, it's definitely not that one. Al Jazeera. Okay, there we go. Their most important thing is the Mueller report. No mention that I see of this Al-Aqsa Mosque. So it's either deliberately being hidden or it just didn't happen. Let me just say Al-Aqsa Mosque. Fire. All right, Daily Express. I don't know how reliable that newspaper is. Daily Mail. There we go, Daily Mail. That's a reliable news website. Jerusalem's Al-Aqsa Mosque burned, same time flames engulf Notre Dame. Yeah, wow. So it's mentioned, so it did take place apparently according to this website, but it's not mentioned anywhere right now on the mainstream pages. Alaikum salam, Shahid Patan Rola. So Crimes of Britain, yeah, lots of love for you in the chat there. You done know, big up Crimes of Britain.
What have you been up to then?
Not much, bro. Just staying, keeping my head low, you know.
As usual.
Not really. Had an exciting week, bro. It's been quite busy.
Yeah, you've been caught in a lot of controversy.
Yeah.
To say the least.
You know, causing, pressing the right buttons to get people provoked. Yeah.
I heard you're a big fan of the Queen these days. So.
Majesty, yeah. Uh-oh, what did I just say? Oh no, it's a kafir. I'm not going to say the next thing I was going to say. I won't push the button too far. I heard you're not a big fan of Saudi Arabia.
No. It's none of my business what that goes on internally. I just the I find it a bit hypocritical for people to support a country. To be honest, my only issue with it would be their relationship with Britain and America. As for their internal politics, that's none of my business. You know how they govern or how they rule.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, the truth is the truth, and people can't hide it. That the UK did set up what they call protectorates around certain parts of the Middle East, and they put in place certain families who they supported with weapons and arms to protect their interests.
Absolutely.
And the British sent over somebody called, if I remember, Percy Cox, and
Correct.
someone called William Shakespeare.
That's
that
right.
was his actual name.
With no E on the end, I think. They was absolutely out and out British agents.
Mm. And there's photographs of them actually with the Al Saud clan.
There is.
Yeah. So I don't know what people are.
They probably said they're photoshops or something.
Yeah, man. And we know that, remember, we've discussed this before, that Donald Trump recently made a comment that the Saudis wouldn't last 2 weeks.
That's right.
Without him. So
I think that was the last time we spoke, actually.
Correct. Yeah. Walaikum salam, kilowatt. How you doing? Analyze Dunya. I wonder who Analyze Dunya is. Is that Analyze That? You got a new account? It must be
It looks his style. I just clicked on the channel. It does look. What has he lost his other account now? Something.
I don't know. What happened to your other account? Analyze Screeching. Where's your other accounts? What happened?
Yes, I just clicked on Analyze That, and it's been terminated. So.
Oh dear.
We'll have to subscribe to this this new Analyze channel.
Why'd you get terminated? I think he probably uses too much Hollywood footage. They're not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got Eddie Hearn. That only one person uses Eddie Hearn footage. Mad thing. So any news? Anything interesting from your side today?
I went to the park on Sunday.
Yeah.
The first time in a while, actually, probably about a month. And it was the same old kind of thing. I bumped into Jordan M there actually, and it was a decent conversation for once. But yeah, just the same old faces, the same old discussions, and paranoia was down at the park. But I wouldn't really say there's anything to report on. I think I don't know if you saw Steve and Jordan's debate about free speech and restricting certain characters from the park.
No, I didn't. No, I missed it.
Yeah,
I have to check that out.
I think it's on Jordan's channel actually. Yeah, it's
Okay.
yeah. Steve, I think Steve started off, if I'm not mistaken. He was saying that he supports, free speech, and everybody should be given a voice. But when it came down to Al Mahjaroon people, they should not be allowed to come to the park. So I think a double standard was set there.
Wow. Yeah. He always gets himself in trouble. Is this the one? Discussion with Steve, Speaker's Corner, niqab, prayer, freedom of speech, and more. Okay. I'll have to check that out. That would be good to watch. Yeah. Let me see.
There was a lot of hippie type people milling around as well on Sunday, and obviously they belong to the Extinction Rebellion contingent.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, who are still active now. Apparently they're going to target the airports tomorrow.
Oh gosh. Oh. Well, if we're aware of it, then the police must be aware of it. Let's see what they do.
Yeah, I think it was on the news.
I saw them at the park. These climate, just outside the park, at Marble Arch. The whole streets got shut off. Well, not the whole of the streets, but quite a few. A bit of Park Lane got closed down, and the bit of Oxford Street got shut off.
Waterloo Bridge is still shut as well. So,
spoke to the organizer. I tried to live stream, but YouTube says I don't qualify to live stream anymore for some reason.
So. You got to have the 1,000 subscribers.
Okay. I might have to start pushing my channel then to get that. Just for basic rights. My human rights to free stream have been curtailed.
But Analyze That isn't the only person that's had their channel terminated this week. Steve Speaker's Corner also has been shut down.
Really?
And I had a small chat with him about it, and he suspects there's foul play at hand and censorship. He claims no reason was given. So perhaps we'll see people gradually being taken off of it.
But he's not very active with his channel.
No, he isn't. No.
Makes no sense. He must be identified by certain government entities.
For being an extremist, perhaps.
Yeah, really. Otherwise, they wouldn't do that. Who else has got deleted? Analyze That. Yeah. Analyze That says it wasn't because of copyright. It was due to violating YouTube terms of service, hate speech, and that. Is that because somebody complained? Analyze That, or was it just somehow they identified it as being hate speech? Truth Seeker says, did you toast the Queen? Also, Abu Talha claims you grew up in boarding school. Is this true? Okay. Expect an answer to those questions. No, I didn't go to boarding school. Alhamdulillah. Jordan M says YouTube has become Muslim. Good. Yeah. Actually, it's policeman Steve Barnes. He's an undercover Muslim, and he's been monitoring all the websites. He's planning to bring back the prayer to the park. Okay, so Sonia whatever says, complaints bring it to YouTube's attention. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to check out that Jordan and Steve discussion. So was it kind of a debate or just a chat?
I think it was kind of a chat, discussion. I mean, it's always good to see someone new challenging Steve.
Yeah.
Because he's sticking to his guns. Although, that said, Steve has indicated he's gradually moving away from Tommy Robinson. He said to me that with recent events, he actually might be done with him altogether because he was off his face on drugs at the last protest. I mean, if that's the straw that breaks the camel's back. And he's expressing an interest in the Brexit party. So he's moving away from the more extreme elements. What the cynic says, is it because they actually, or the positions they hold, or is it because they're actually a bad PR? Bad PR.
Yeah, it would affect his chances of election or whatever he's trying to do.
Absolutely.
Because his previous positions didn't prevent him in the past supporting him, like with the EDL.
Yep, that's true. I think Hamza actually from the park. There's a video where he sort of got it out of Steve about his attending of EDL gatherings.
This week or the previous?
Oh no, no. That's well over a year ago.
Oh yeah, Hamza, Ginger Hamza, right?
That's right.
Sorry, that wasn't meant as an insult. It was just a descriptive. Let me see. I'm missing a lot of messages here. Yep. Some messages have disappeared. Oh well. Yeah. Let me see what else is going on in the news. Yeah, but the BBC website news is a complete, what's the word? Distraction. I mean, nothing here is really news that you'd be concerned about in your everyday life.
Well, it's British propaganda, It's at the end of the day.
Agreed. Let me try and find. What's a good website? Are there any websites you normally check out every day?
I'll go on various websites. I'll look at Daily Mail and Guardian and every single British news outfit. I don't really discriminate. They're all garbage, really. But not particularly. I seem to sort of look at everything.
So talking about the protests here on the front page.
Well, the police have been caught dancing with the protesters, and there was one copper caught skateboarding down Waterloo Bridge.
Yeah.
And people are saying, would the police engage in such a manner if it was, should we say working class people or people from different ethnic backgrounds? I think we know the answer to that most probably. But there certainly seems to be a bit of a carnival atmosphere. I was walking a couple nights ago, early hours, just past Oxford Circus, and they were all still dancing 2 o'clock in the morning or so. But, do you have sympathy with their cause?
I don't. I really don't know too much about them. But if they were complaining about plastic, any ridiculous amount of plastic waste that gets produced, yes, I would support that. But if they're just talking about climate change and they want the government to introduce taxes and all these other things, no, I don't support them. I'm not fully convinced by the man-made climate change argument that they push as well. So.
Some would perhaps describe them, what I would describe them. They always come across as a bit like a doomsday cult, almost. They're saying the planet's going to end within 15 years. If we don't act now, that's it. It's all gone. The planet's going to burn. Everyone's going to die. It's irreversible damage, whatnot. So kind of like doomsday people in a way. Them people that thought the world was going to end in 2012. So there's that side to them.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Nick Robinson. They don't have the privilege you do. Nick Robinson blasts Extinction Rebellion's neo-pagan. Neo-pagan? What's a neo-pagan? Okay, so has this impacted commuters, their protests? It looks like it. Wow.
Yeah, I guess if you get a bus in across Waterloo Bridge, you're messed up. But, Two of them glued themselves to a tube train as well the other day.
Glued themselves?
Yeah, they're gluing themselves everywhere. They even glued themselves to Jeremy Corbyn's house.
What?
The fence of his house, yeah.
That is an effective way to protest, though, I have to say. That is how you get your message out.
Well, would the police tolerate people doing this if it was for another cause or the demographic was different? I think that's a valid question. I don't think they would. We've seen when people demonstrate, what people see as police murders of people, they're quick to clamp down on those sort of protests. I think there was one somewhere in East London a year and a half ago or so. Some kid was killed by the police, and the police were very heavy-handed down there and very aggressive. Whereas with these guys, they don't seem to be too aggressive. Seems to be, babying them a bit. Not that I'm calling for police action, by the way, on them. Just.
You're right, though. It's like with the student protests. Do you remember?
Yeah.
They were kettling people and beating them up, and they even sent in those agent provocateurs dressed in all black to smash windows. Oh,
right. You believe that, yeah? Is that a fact? Or?
If I remember correctly.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, no, it was believable from what I saw of the evidence. I believe it.
But they're down Parliament Square as well. But it's the Easter break for MPs anyway, so they've deliberately chosen Easter, I guess, as well. It's time off for people, kids off school.
Yeah. So it will have less of an impact.
Analyze Dunya has said to me, "Are you saying it's because they are white, Pat?" Yeah, to a degree. Although I don't necessarily think it always boils down to the color of someone's skin. I think it boils down to the ideology they're pushing, and what cause they're assumed to be linked to. So no, I'm not specifically saying that, although it does play a part. I mean, if those people protesting were non-white people, would they be treated in the same manner? I don't think so. That's my position.
like with the hunting protests, the fox hunting protests.
Right.
The Brexit was it pro-Brexit protests as well, when they went up Parliament and tried to climb the barrier.
Yeah, they were let off the hook as well. Although the Brexit protesters, the extreme ones, are saying, we are subject to heavy-handed police tactics. They're not at all. I mean, what planet they're living on? The police maybe every so often may push them. The same way they push anybody. I don't see them caving people's heads in. I don't see them, planting evidence on people, stitching people up. I don't see them letting dogs off the leash to bite them. So the Brexit lot have turned into a bunch of whingers. They're the new soy boys, really. You can apply all of their insults back to them.
Yeah. Let me see. Somebody called JK says, "Any man out here against human impact on climate change is a straight waste man." Yeah. Thank you, JK. I'm a waste man. Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
Have you noticed there's a very anti-Chinese undertone to all of this as well?
No, I haven't been following. In what way?
Well, including people of this Extinction Rebellion, and their critics are going, well, why don't you protest against the Chinese state, the Chinese government, because they are causing the most damage to the planet and whatnot. At the end of the day, no one wants to see the planet ruined and everything, but I do think there's more to be done than just whining about that. So JK's got a point, even though he's trolling a bit lately. He seems to have got a bit of a spine lately with his trolling.
Yeah,
it's true though. Who's going to support the destruction of the planet? But who has probably destroyed the planet the most in the last couple of 100 years? What nation? Be interesting to break that down.
Yeah. For me, again, the priority should be plastics.
Right.
I don't know what can be done about it. I haven't really seen enough being done about it. Every time I go to the supermarket, I never take a bag with me. I end up buying another bag.
Yeah, same.
I always buy these bag for lives because they're stronger.
Yeah.
And I never use them again.
You use them as rubbish bags, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's be honest. That's probably what most people are doing.
I am. Yeah, I'm not. I've just got them. I fold them up and put them in a corner somewhere.
Yeah, Jordan M raised the point. He said, what's my opinion on the Make History Great Again hat guy? Towards the end of the night, I don't know if you've seen these two, I don't know, I'll call them clowns, to be honest. Or I like to use the term Hitler Youth now to describe them. They're these two guys who have got hats with Make History Great Again, like the Donald Trump Make America Great.
Were they at the park?
Slogan. Yeah, they're regulars down there. They sort of, were on the periphery with Ralph, hence the new name of, the Hitler Youth. But yeah, the one guy was saying that he wants to, basically deport all Muslims from Britain, and he would let them have 15,000 quid. Yeah, he'd give them 15 grand to actually leave the country. And he said that the banning of halal meat would make Muslims want to leave. Just really nonsensical arguments.
Does he also want to ban kosher meat and send all the Jewish people back to Poland? That would be fair. If it's non-discriminatory in that way, yeah, why not?
I don't know. I don't know if that actually came up. I think it might have, but
oh, this guy is one of them. That Tiger.
Yeah, he's part of that.
Yeah, big surprise.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought he's James's son, but I've got no proof for that.
Tiger?
Yeah.
James who? What James we talking about? James, the guy who went after Adnan Rashid, or James, the little guy?
The little guy with the sunglasses.
Yeah. Oh, you reckon he's the father of Tiger?
I used to think that for some reason. I just thought just the way I saw them interacting, I was like, are they related?
Yeah. Is that your latest conspiracy? You got any others?
No.
You got some madness to come out of.
I can't see the resemblance, to be honest. Apart from the height, maybe. But
yeah, the height.
There was a video a few months back, sometime last year, where Raspect and Tiger were having an argument about race, and James was there as well. So the three of them, and I just got the impression, I wonder if they're related. It just seemed like it. Like a lot of father and sons, they don't necessarily have a loving, hugging relationship, but the father will be there admiring his son, and that's kind of.
Are there any father and son combos down the park? I know of one.
Steve, but his son doesn't talk.
Oh, yeah, no. True. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
The young boy.
There was. Do you remember that fellow? What's his name? I forget his. Abid used to be called Deep. I think
Deep. Yeah.
Yeah.
His dad used to go.
No, his dad came down once, I think.
Yeah. I heard about that. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't agree that there's any relation there. So that's the reactionary conspiracy of the week.
No, it was a question, bro. It was. I don't believe that.
But it's just I don't see how you come to these conclusions. That's all.
Well, that's the point. It's not a conclusion. It was just a question, an exploratory question. Like I could say, hold on, let me just check the comments. Analyze that is having a go at me. Sorry, not analyze that. JK. He's calling me a low-key Alex Jones and Trump fan. Mad thing. All these conspiracies I come up with. I don't come up with conspiracies, bro.
You've had a few, to be fair. You have had a few.
Only about the Saudis and the
McDonald's. Didn't you think what was it you said about the McDonald's got closed down or something? Was that you?
What did I say about that?
You don't even know what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't even remember. I probably just made it up for no reason. Because they, I said because they thought I was going to say something really bad there, but I don't want to be rude to Omar. It was going to be a comment about rats, but that would be unfair.
Just analyze. Dunya said the handshakes as well. You're like analyzing various
yes,
figures.
But that that is you can't say that's an unfounded theory.
I know, but you're. I think you were accusing Mars and Beg. You were accusing Smile to Jenna. That was the one, wasn't it? You were accusing
Smile to Jenna,
yeah.
Even the Sheikh, whatever his name is, Sheikh, the Jordanian at the park.
Yeah. But Steve being a puppet master, I agree with you on that one, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a conspiracy. I think
he hasn't denied it.
Yeah, I think there's evidence. There's evidence with that as well.
Yeah. He even calls himself that. He even says, "Oh, I'm a puppet master." He just follows it with the laugh. You know, the laugh of the master villain.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, actually, there is a bit of gossip. I almost forgot. So the reason I went down to the park this weekend was because I was watching.
To get the girl them.
What at the park?
I'm joking. That's why everyone goes there, apparently.
Right. Anyway, okay, maybe. But I went there because I saw on a live stream that a convicted rapist, a former member of the British Army, was back in the park. The individual that Steve was fundraising for a period of time.
Really?
And I went down there, and I wanted to double check as well with someone that, you know, this is actually the case. We pulled up the article, whatnot.
Yeah.
Just, you know, you've got to be sure on something like that before you go and say anything. But alas, he wasn't there when I was about. But he seems to get there early. So this week, I'm going to try and get there early to see what the deal is. He's convicted. He's a former British soldier.
I know you're talking about. Yeah, because I saw a video and you commented in the live stream about it. And you said, I remember.
So, you know, we've got, at the end of the day, a British soldier down the park who's a convicted rapist, an 87-year-old woman was raped by him. Yeah. That's, I mean, it adds a whole other degree of sickness, of course.
It's the guy that was talking to the policeman, right?
He's got a walking stick. And
he's old, is he?
I wouldn't say he's that old. He's just
walking stick. It's not okay, so it's not the same guy I'm thinking of. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Raj should be going this weekend, shouldn't he? Because he didn't go last week.
Yeah, he was. Raj actually, for the first time in a long time, on his live stream, he's done a drawing of Udham Singh assassinating a British Army general in London, and to sort of commemorate the massacre in Amritsar. And he wasn't allowed to take that into the Houses of Parliament. And I noticed his stream was very quiet when he was talking about the British massacre. Very, very quiet indeed. So much so that it was just me and I think two other people in the chat. Usually there's, you know, an assorted variety of bigots in there. But they were all silent when it came to the British massacre. They were nowhere to be seen.
Wow. Has he been abandoned? Has he been? Has his budget dried up? No, I don't know.
Well, I think it's a case of usually the live streams are talking about, you know, Islam, or they're talking about respect. They're talking about stuff that the bigots will jump on. When it was, you know, talking about British crimes, the British bigots were very silent.
Yeah, of course. DVLA Insurance says James Goddard and red hat black guy and white guy with leather jackets were harassing Anna Soubry. It came on Daily Mail. Yeah, I think that's a bit old, isn't it? I've seen that.
Yeah, that guy's not been seen since. The guy you're referring to, DVLA, he's also calls himself Pat down the park. A weasel of a man who hasn't been since seen back at the park since the incident. And last I heard, he's mini cabin, and he's got a very miserable existence, and that's why he rolls around with a BMP and used to roll around with an NF, National Front, because he's got a very sad life and likes to come down the park and to make out that he's not a racist when he's a member of groups that are actually, based on racialism. Stupid man.
You're talking about the guy that had the black baseball cap that you were chasing around. Oh, that was hilarious. Oh gosh, what's his name? That guy?
He calls himself Postman Pat.
Postman Pat.
Yeah.
So 2 Pats. Yeah, man. Let me see what else.
But the just on that guy, all of the British far right community turned on him almost immediately and sought to distance themselves from his behaviour. Yeah. And I think he's got more to worry about from his own community now than anybody else. They all call him a spy and whatnot.
That's the worst thing you can be called, isn't it?
And they don't, and they're not exactly reasonable people on that side of politics. So, there's no proof. You just get labelled. That's it. It's kangaroo court out there.
Man, I don't know if you've been following the online. I don't want to say Muslims because these people are a weird group of people. But, all right. I don't know if you've been following what's been going on with the Muslims that are on YouTube anyway.
A little bit.
Yeah. So there's one channel called Muslim Matters.
Yeah,
and they made some accusations were made against Raspek's channel.
Right.
Okay. And when they were questioned about it, they backed off, or they didn't. They failed. They failed to produce any proof. Some sort of connections with rebel media.
Oh, I've heard the Ezra Levant's outfit. I've heard this.
Yeah,
I've heard this before. Yeah, right.
So I went on Raspek's show, and somebody said, "Oh, I'm going to snitch on you, reactionary. I'm going to tell Raspek what you've been saying." And I'm like, "What have I been saying? I haven't been saying it." Right. So I asked Raspek, "Have you got any connection to rebel media?" He said, "Absolutely not." "Who told you that?" And I said, "Well, I can't really tell you who I heard it from because I'm not a snitch or anything like that."
Yeah.
Right. But he asked me, "Was it such and such person?" And I said, "I can't confirm. I won't confirm or deny." Right. And that was pretty much it. And then the person was. So I was trying to protect, in a way, the person by saying that, put myself in front of the firing line, so to speak, by saying, "Oh, I've got some conspiracy tendencies, so I probably put 2 and 2 together, but I've asked you about it and you denied it." So that was it. But when the person was asked about it, they threw me in front of the bus, or under the bus, or whatever the term is.
Right.
I said, "Oh, he was reactionary. He's a conspiracy theorist." No qualms about it, Oh, well.
Well, I mean, whoever come up with the whole he's working for rebel media, it's just what capacity will rebel media be employing a black Rastafarian, that speaks out against white supremacy? What capacity has he fit into the organization?
Well, what's weird, right? Okay, so I was watching COE one evening at the park live, as many of us do, and in the live chat, Rebel Media posted a message. He said, "Somebody tell so and so incoming legal action." Okay, somebody passed a message to him, tell him that there's incoming legal action. And a few days prior to that, there was somebody saying to Raspek that he's going to take legal action against him. Right? So when I was in a back chat with that person, I was saying, how would Rebel Media know that there's legal action coming against that individual? And this person said, "Oh, I'm the one who did the lawsuit." Okay.
Right.
I said, "What? Against who?" He goes, "Against Rebel Media." So why Rebel Media? He said, "Because at the end of a person's music video, in the credits, it said Rebel Media." I'm like, "What are you talking about? It says Rebellion. It doesn't say Rebel Media. What are you talking about?" And he goes, No, it's Rebel Media." My lawyers, they've sent the papers. Okay, whatever you say. And
right.
a number of people heard that. So anyhow, I'm not saying who it is, who it was, whatever. To me, it's not important.
Well, I didn't know the ins and outs of this. I've seen a few comments. The only stuff I've been watching on Muslim channels as of late was the return of, I don't know if you know him, the return of Abu Halima.
Oh yeah.
And
on Go Live.
That's right. And you know, I could remember Abu Halima from years and years and years ago, before he had his restrictions placed on him. So it was interesting to see him come back, and there seems to be a lot of infighting with that group.
Yeah.
But yeah, just he's been gone about 2.5 years, so it was it was interesting to see him come back, because he's kind of developed a cult following, Abu Halima, back when he was making his videos.
Okay.
Yeah, he added some sort of comedic flair to them at times.
And I've never seen this stuff. But Analyze Dunya says, reactionary, didn't you call Abu Talha and Go Live Media MI5? Yeah, of course. Go Live MI5, that was his nickname. You have to ask yourself, brother, how are these people never being arrested for the stuff they've been saying? Yeah. It makes no sense. Makes no sense. You have to ask the question. Are they not? Are they not MI5? That's really the question.
It's a big accusation, though.
It's a question.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm accusing them, but
Okay.
I'm saying it's. I would think it's quite probable that they are. And that's based on lots of people's testimony about. There's plenty of articles of people who, when they travel through Heathrow, they get stopped and they get confronted with a proposition. We want you to work for us. And if you don't work for us, the people who say, no, we're not going to work for you, when they travel, they get their citizenship revoked and they can't come back.
That's true.
And people in the UK who don't travel and they turn down the offer to work for them, what happens is their credit cards suddenly freeze.
Yeah. This happens, of course. I mean, one would wonder how many MI5 agents are active monitoring the Muslim community in England. It's got to be thousands upon thousands. Just in Ireland alone, in Belfast, a population of maybe 400, 500,000, they've admitted, so this is what they've admitted to. They said that there's 1,000 MI5 agents for that size of population. Just in Belfast alone.
Wow.
So that's almost like one for every sort of 800 people or so. And that's what they admit to. And on top of MI5, of course, you have the police who work hand in glove with them and are controlled by them. And then there's a lesser known outfit in this country. They're called the Special Reconnaissance Unit. And they are separate.
Well, you mean the military's one or the police?
Yeah, so the British Army's Special Reconnaissance Unit. And its roots are in carrying out, drive-by shootings, even bomb attacks, back when they were called the Military Reaction Force. So very scary stuff. I mean, there has to be thousands of thousands of thousands, and then informers from various communities. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if 1 in 2, 1 in 3 people are informing in some way or another in prominent positions.
Yeah, of course, it's not right to label somebody conclusively as an agent, but I'm just observing the behavior, and it's indicative of how an agent who's trying to entrap people would behave.
Yeah, sure. And some people are even tasked with those missions to get themselves out of stuck. I mean, to be honest with you, if someone truly does suspect someone of collaborating with security services, then someone should perhaps take it on themselves. I'm not saying they should necessarily, but the logical step would be to observe that person, maybe even follow them. I mean, there's been a few cases I can think of where people, that have fallen under suspicion have been caught bang to rights. Just by someone literally doing counter surveillance themselves. But again, in England, I don't know how that would work. I mean, London's a huge place.
Yeah. And that person, if they're going to recognize you from the park, following them around everywhere.
Yeah, no. I'm not suggesting. I'm not saying people from the park should take this task upon them. Obviously, you need to be. But yeah, there's definitely informants down that park. Interestingly, do you remember when Sarah Garvey was given an Osmond warning, threat to life warning?
Yeah.
Usually these warnings, the information they talk about in them comes from police informants within certain circles. So, there's definitely informers down the park. No two ways about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Analyze Dunya has said, you can catch us agents at the back of the masjid.
Fam, don't miss out the fam.
I will miss it out. I will miss it out because I know exactly what he's doing with that talk, with that slang talk. Yeah. He's as he would say. I'll only say it one time. He's mocking the ting, and that's as far as I'll go on using it. But that's exactly what he's doing, But anyway, that's analyze that academic screeching, whatever his moniker is these days.
Yeah. Interesting.
I spoke to Paul Williams for the first time. Sorry to interrupt you. I spoke to Paul Williams for the first time
for the first time ever, or just like
first time ever? Yeah. Because it popped into my head. I'm sure some people alleged he was an agent, and he's had people say he's not a Muslim or whatnot.
Oh yeah. Said that.
Yeah.
How did that conversation go? Anything?
Yeah, no. We had a discussion because there's this line of thinking that you shouldn't rebel against rulers, even if the ruler is unjust or oppressive, and you shouldn't rebel if Paul Williams was saying the rebellion is going to lead to great evil, loss of life and displacement, etc. It's just something I, tried to get my head around. It's not a position I don't think I could subscribe to myself, but it was a pleasant discussion.
So you think rebellion should take place even if it means the end of your cause?
Not the end of the cause. Paul Williams was saying that it shouldn't take place if it's going to lead to a lot of suffering.
Yeah.
So in a case of, I think he used the example of Syria. He said people should not have rebelled there because ultimately it's led to hundreds of thousands of deaths and millions displaced. So sort of in his eyes, I guess, outweighs the greater good. I think, if you're living under oppression and you've tried everything else, there's very little you can do. I mean, I can't subscribe to this idea that you should, let people walk all over you. That said, he did say, if war is being waged on a particular group, then the idea of rebelling against the rulers goes out the window.
Yeah. What's interesting is that a lot of these people failed to mention the fact that what happened in Syria wasn't just an organic uprising. It was foreign. It was funded by foreign countries, Saudi Arabia, UAE, and they're just failing to mention that. And this is even publicly stated by Saud al-Faisal, William Hague, and John Kerry.
Yeah, we spoke about this last time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the elephant in the room with him. Yeah.
They don't realize it, though.
I think they do. They just maybe either it's shame to mention it, that forces they may support are collaborating with the West. But the bottom line is, and this is not a conspiracy, anybody that's got a scintilla of knowledge on the subject knows that these forces have at times, had a hot-cold relationship with Britain, France, and America, and are directed by them. I mean, it's naive for people to assume that what would be referred to in the media as rebel groups are able to sort of maneuver their way across entire nations and overthrow governments without the assistance of NATO.
I remember the Spanish caught a convoy of goods and materials passing through Europe on its way to Syria for the rebels.
Right.
Spain, catch. Let's see. Syria. Let me see if I can find any evidence of that.
you remember the war in Libya in 2011?
Yeah.
There was a guy from, I forget specifically what, I think it might have been LIFG, maybe not. I think it was LIFG he was with. And he was living in Dublin at the time. And he was robbed. He was a victim of robbery. And around €500,000 in euros was robbed off him by, I think, the Irish traveller community. And it was in cash in €500 notes. Mm-hmm. And the police recovered the money over there. And they took it back to him. They said, well, you know, what are you doing with high denomination bills? Why have you got £500,000 in your house? Mm. And anyway, he got given the money back to him after lobbying from the CIA. And this individual was involved with certain groups in Libya waging war on Gaddafi. And, you know, that was in the press, it was in the media, it's not a conspiracy. Mm. I think he still lives in Dublin, this guy. I don't think he's actually gone to Libya after what he would see as his revolution. But yeah, it's just, you know, there's plenty of evidence out there if you join the dots of collaboration and collusion.
Mm. Yep. The war is a murky thing.
Murky. You doing analyze dunya?
Yeah, I have to translate for the mandem. Let me see what else is going on here. The Weather Channel hit with malicious software attack. Okay, great. Man used remote control license plate flipper to hide from tolls. Owes 5,400. You know, I was thinking of a device that would do that, you know, so that you link it to your accelerator. So once your speed reaches 40 miles per hour, your license registration plate would automatically flip over to a fake one.
A James Bond
black
thing.
one. Yeah, exactly.
A Goldfinger thing.
I was thinking I could make a lot of money with that, but I never did it.
I think someone actually, I think people have tried all this sort of stuff. I think you go straight to jail with stuff like that anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think there'd be any remorse. Yeah, I mean, community service for that, you're going straight to jail.
Yeah, so this US guy has been caught doing that. He owes $5,400 now in unpaid tolls.
They're not going to jail the man?
Doesn't look like it. The Houston area man was arrested, but he was charged with possession of a license plate flipper. Is that an actual charge? Yeah. He would activate this device, putting a flipper down in front of his license plate, so the cameras at toll plazas couldn't read his plate. His defense was, it was a stupid mistake. Flippers are for sale on various websites for £200 to £300, but they're illegal to possess or use in Texas. I click on the link, but it's blocked. Oh, I was reading an article today, by the way. You know, the UK government apparently has passed a new bill that will ban access to pornographic websites unless you pay to prove your identity.
Yeah, I read something like this. I think what they're doing, I think it was David Cameron put it forward. I think people have to verify their age via a credit card.
Exactly.
I don't think it's a bad thing, to be honest. I mean, I would be for the banning of pornography anyway. So, you know, any step in that direction is positive. What do you think?
However,
yeah.
Let me see if I can find a video. There were three issues with it. One, hold on, it's best. Oh gosh. Government porn. Was it age verification? Let's see. Well, one of the things is that the data about who is registered on these things to go and access pornographic websites will be held by private companies, and therefore that data will be for sale. Secondly, how secure is that external private database going to be? We know of data breaches all the time. So there's, and in terms of data security, it's not a case of if you're going to have a breach, but when or how many times you're going to have it. So the fact that anybody that's, I'm not saying I agree with accessing pornographic websites, but it's just the fact that people do. And by having a person link their personal, real persona, their real identity with what they're browsing on the internet.
Well, we know who the weirdos are, you mean? But yeah.
Well, yeah, at least one of the arguments is that by accessing the current freely available websites, the type of content that they publish is less taboo, if you want to call it that. It's more less extreme. Whereas what's going to happen now is people are going to use what's called VPNs, which means they can access those same websites or other websites via other countries' servers, and that means there'll be complete anonymity, and they'll be accessing much more extreme material more than likely.
Yeah, I mean, see, just to clarify my position, I mean, in the ideal society, I would want it banned and restricted. In this society, you know, I wouldn't trust the British government or any private company to have any kind of knowledge on this stuff. Yeah. I mean, there's an East German kind of feel to it anyway.
Yeah.
But that said, you know, for me, I don't really care either way, in all honesty. I'm not going to be engaging in it. So it's not a problem for me. But yeah.
But this is step one. This is step one.
So what's next? What's next? I understand.
Yeah. And the fact that the government is trying to own the internet or control what you can access, that is a real concern.
Well, that's already the case now. I mean, if we look at what they see as, you know, obviously we know the restrictions around quote unquote terrorism online, but also music has been restricted. So I've noticed YouTube has been removing Irish songs for some time now. They've also been removing any music which is seen as extreme and political ideology has been removed, right? And, you know, okay, who cares at the end of the day? But, you know, it's leading to other things now, further censorship and sort of deplatforming of alternative opinions. But then again, I don't think it's something to moan about too much. You know, at the end of the day, they can decide what they want on their website. And it's something that we should all probably become used to. I mean, censorship has always been about in Britain. There was a time in Britain when they wouldn't even let you hear Jerry Adams' voice on the TV.
Yep, I remember that. Yeah.
So it's nothing new, and you know, they probably kicked themselves. They didn't put restrictions on the internet from day one, so they got to do it now.
Yeah, interesting.
Yazid Ali is in the chat.
Oh yeah, let's have a look. Where is he? Yazid Ali says, "Ooh wee, where the queen? Where the queen? Where the queen at? Big up, Pat." Hey, that rhymes. That rhymes. It's a new nursery rhyme. Oh, I just realized I haven't been sharing the link to people, so we'll just get hacked shortly. Khalid Abdul Jamil says, "I think that's equivalent to introducing condoms. We need to recognize a problem as a problem and uproot it." So really, they're putting the onus on the person consuming internet content. Why not just go after the companies behind the content?
It's a Conservative Party policy, so I'm sure they're hypocrites in a sense. They're happy to probably profiteer from it. Yeah, they seek to conserve modesty, which is a loggerheads. I mean, you know, I've watched a few things about like Japan and their freaky society, and that's a society that seems to have very, very few restrictions on pornography and just modesty in general. And men out there aren't getting married, generally speaking. Men are not having wives sometimes at all. They're not having any encounters with women until they're like 40 years of age, and it's leading to sort of individuals becoming very depraved and very sick. So yeah, I think restrictions do need to be put in. And also there's an argument to be said, and it's not a topic I really want to spend too much time talking about because it's disgusting, to be honest. But the idea that people think that's how you should behave after watching pornography is another thing. So it is extremely damaging to children who can just access it at a whim.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Let me see what else. DVLA says, has Pat watched the Foreigner movie by Jackie Chan?
I've not watched it. I know what the film's about. I don't think I probably will watch it. But from what I gather, it's about Jackie Chan going after what would be seen as a dissident IRA guy who killed his child or something. I mean, these sort of films have got an agenda, like with any conflict that happened, you get these propaganda films that are made. I mean, like we've had them from Vietnam War, had them for Iraq. We had remember that Hurt Locker film?
Yeah.
From Ireland, we had loads of films at the late 90s, which were sort of, literally, funded tens of millions of dollars, Hollywood productions for peace process. So I try not to watch these things. Like Clint Eastwood did that one, American Sniper.
Yeah.
And another, crass movie about some psychopath that claimed he shot 300 odd people out in Iraq. Yeah.
What do you think about this Julian Assange arrest?
I actually was down in the area about 20 minutes after he was dragged out. I just walked around the corner just to see what was going on, and camera crews were there immediately. But I believe only Ruptley of RT managed to get him actually being dragged out. I mean, I'm not too sympathetic to Julian Assange, although there's obviously points to be made about his treatment, I guess. But that comes with these things if you dab your toes in it. I don't know really. I've never really had much time for the guy. There is that creepy vibe to him, and I think WikiLeaks is a bit of a disingenuous platform. It's a bit of a myth that they just target Western governments.
Yeah.
And if you actually look at some of the statements that Julian Assange has made, for instance, he said that China is a strategic threat to Asia, not the United States, who have their bases in Korea. So I can't get on board with someone like that at the end of the day. That said, he looked very ill when he was being dragged out. Maybe it was just the beard, the unkept beard, I don't know. And he's got white hair already. I actually spoke to the guy who was camping out there for over 170 days. He was outside the embassy, living there. He's a nice enough guy and everything. He's similar politics to me, actually. But I just can't get on board with it. What do you think? Do you have any time for Julian Assange?
At the time that he came out, it sounded like a fantastic idea, the WikiLeaks concept, to try and allow anonymity from whistleblowers, or for whistleblowers. But I was getting more and more information that he was sort of, what's the word, selecting what information to be published, as opposed to be held back. And I was told he was being influenced by certain governments to not release certain information. So governments that would have been ripe for exposure were kind of not mentioned.
Any government in particular?
I'd rather not say. Yeah, I'll definitely. Yeah, because it's speculation, number one. Okay. I have no way of proving it.
I mean, I'm going to try and find it. There was because people think he just go after the West. He's been very critical of China. and that only serves the interests of the West.
Yes, exactly.
The Chinese government regard him as an enemy of their state.
Yeah.
I'm not, people think I'm Chinese. How much I go on about China? I say I'm, but it's just at the end of the day, the war is coming for China. That is their next target. That's the country they want to destroy at anything. So whenever I see someone going against it, I'm always a bit suspicious. There was something I saw on their website. It might even still be on there, but they were literally open about saying how they'd rather target non-Western governments, and I was a bit shocked to see it actually. I'm trying to find it. He's in Belmarsh, I believe now, isn't he? There's a protest down there. Sort of.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Camping out.
Is the plan to have him extradited? But what I thought was interesting is that the previous home office ministers, or whatever they call home secretaries, they didn't go to the extreme of actually extraditing him or arresting him. Yeah, they allowed him to stay at the embassy. But this Sajid Javid doesn't seem to care. Now, is it the case that it's just him who's just taken the decision to get him arrested, or was there some other situation that forced the government's hand to arrest him in this circumstance? I don't know.
Oh, I would say without a doubt. I don't think he's just done it off his own back.
So what I'm saying is it Sajid Javid that is kind of chocolate in this position, like he's gone soft and caved in, or is it any home secretary would have done the same thing, because he's gone a number of years remaining there and nobody's arrested him?
That's just true. I think there could well be an element of truth. I mean, if you look at Sajid Javid in recent times, he's not only done that, but he's also what he did to Shamima Begum.
Exactly.
It's almost populist.
Yes.
That said, I think I don't think it. I think it would have still happened under another secretary, because my understanding is that they were planning. They really heated things up from I think November last year. That guy who was sleeping out there, pretty much is in their camp and in their circle, and he was saying that basically the jig is up. I mean, the government in Ecuador had changed hands. The guy is basically a servant of the US, and I can remember being told in November though that it was going to happen in a matter of weeks back then.
Yeah.
So it did take 6 months more, near enough, 5 months more. But I've actually found what I was mentioning. So WikiLeaks stated their primary focus is to expose oppressive regimes in Asia, the former Soviet bloc, and sub-Saharan Africa. Their primary focus is on those nations. Now, that's not something I'm ever going to support. That only serves the interests of the West.
Yeah, I remember that the one that seemed more convincing to me as being genuine was the Snowden, whatever his name is. John Snowden?
Right.
Edward Snowden, yeah. He seemed more convincing to me, especially when he tried to flee. And there was an aeroplane going to South America with their own president on board that got diverted. I mean, the Americans put the word out to all nations, do not let this aircraft go, because they thought he was on that plane. And that plane was forced to land in Europe or somewhere. So it shows how wide the dragnet of control is for the American empire.
Yeah, definitely.
Somebody joined the panel.
Hello. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. How you doing, JK?
I'm good. I was intending to go before, but I thought I'd just jump on for a bit.
Okay.
JK the troll. How you doing?
I'm okay, thanks. How are you?
I'm good.
I enjoyed that debate.
JK is being radicalized, by the way.
No.
Yeah, I think you have. I think you've been groomed by by certain elements and sections on this website.
Like this.
like what? It groomed into sort of what ideology?
I think you're analysed that's protege. I'm only playing with it.
He got his channel deleted today, so moment of silence.
What were you gonna say, JK?
I don't support anyone's channel getting deleted. Just on that.
Except for porn websites.
Yeah, no, right. Yeah.
Wait, who am I getting radicalized by?
Who have you got radicalized by? Yeah. The Go MI5 crew.
No. Far from it.
The
Manny
Abu Talib.
Cinder show.
Oh, you must be out your mind. I think I think that sometimes when I join certain panels, just because I talk to people think that I agree with everything they say. But I just want their thoughts on certain issues or ideas. That's all.
Okay, well, that's good.
You called me Bruce Banner yesterday. I don't understand.
No, I didn't. No. There was a comment.
What did you say?
I'm trying to remember. What did I say, Bruce Banner?
I was like Bruce Banner. Like I was like, is that a compliment? Because
No,
he was like
I
a
think
scientist and he went beast mode. I was like, yeah, I can dig this.
I don't remember why I said it though. Sorry.
No offense taken. I just wanted to know what he meant.
What's new, bro?
Me, I'm just doing an all-nighter today. Got work to do.
Oh, is it? Still studying or you finished?
No, I got some time left. About 2 months, I think. So what are you reading? What is this?
We were just talking about different stuff that's happened over the week on the news. We talked about Assange. Yeah.
Yeah, Assange. I don't know much about him. I was like 16 or something when he got when he first got when he went into the embassy.
Wow, that's a good point. It seems just like yesterday when I first heard of him, but it's like when you think about it, he's been in this
let me have a
situation
look
for a long
when
time.
he went. He's Australian. I did not know that.
Australian national.
Oh right, he's ethnically like Austrian or something?
I don't know. Maybe Swedish. No, he's got an Australian accent. Yeah, you're right about that.
Um, 2012 around. Damn, that was ages ago.
Pat, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Have you heard of Ilhan Omar?
I have. Yeah.
So.
What do you guys think of her?
A lot of people dislike her. A lot of the Republicans really dislike her in America. Yeah. I mean, I think there may definitely be ideological differences, but I think there's probably also like racist undertones as well.
Yeah, there's truth. There's certainly racism against her, but nonetheless, she's an agent of the Democrat Party. That's been responsible for the murder and maiming of tens of millions of people. So, I don't have too much time for her. Well, none at all, to be honest. But yeah, no. Nonetheless, I mean, it's kind of like similar to in British politics, Diane Abbott, right? The way I look at it, Diane Abbott was someone who supported the airstrikes on Libya in 2011. But nonetheless, she's also a victim of racism. So, I would have sympathy with the racist abuse they receive and would stand against that. But at the end of the day, they're servants of their empires.
Like the last presidential sort of elections in America, I followed that whole process very closely, like the presidential debates and even like the debates that they have within the party for like to represent the party as a whole. And I was like really like watching a lot of very left wing media news outlets, and they were making the Democratic Party look like they were angels, and Trump was like the worst thing to life, come to humanity. But if I were to go over it again, I should have taken a more sort of balanced approach.
By the way, Pat, check out my screen. I don't know if you can see it, but
yes,
this diagram or picture,
yes,
it says number of McDonald's restaurants worldwide from 2007 to 2017, and it shows It's grown from 31,000 plus to 37,000 plus. But we know that number must be reducing because Marble Arch is closed. So,
do you know? Did you know that there's more Subway restaurants than McDonald's in the world?
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I've never eaten a Subway.
What?
Never had one.
Bloody hell.
The places always look really dirty and grimy, so I don't go in.
I think they're not too bad. I like them.
It's like KFC. I've never eaten KFC just because they always look. Or they've been refurbishing them, but they always used to look so grubby and filthy that I'll be like, nah.
Yeah, I've worked in some parts of England where there is absolutely nothing else to eat except for Subways, so you have no choice. And it's all right. Yeah, it's not bad. You choose the type of bun you want to have. So they got these foot long or half a foot long, and they have a counter with a bunch of different things in containers, like different salads and ingredients that you want to put into the bun. Yeah. So they walk you along, and you choose what you want to put into your bun, and whether you want to have it heated up in the oven or not, and then that's it. Then they wrap it up and give it to you.
If they were clean, I'll probably give it a try. No, I'm sorry, but
I just remembered something funny. That's all. I
know it's a bit fussy, but some of these places they're so it's disgusting. Yeah. I think that's why McDonald's in recent years has had a bit more success because they refurbish their stores first, I believe. So they look a lot more cleaner and inviting, but still remains garbage at the end of the day.
Sorry.
That's right. That being said, there was some news article maybe a year ago which showed that the amount of bacteria they found in McDonald's and these restaurants, which where you get the ice cream or the milkshake.
Yeah. They never clean those things.
Yeah. So it was worse than the toilet apparently.
Yeah, I read about that.
Do you know these new machines they have now? These self-checkout machines in McDonald's and in supermarkets. They done a test recently in London Bridge, and the amount of feces. On the screens. No. I mean, I'm someone who doesn't sit down on the tube.
Yeah.
Because again, they also did tests on the seats on the tube a few years back, and I think to myself, do you know something? I mean, I know it's a bit particular of me, but no, it's grimy out there, man.
Yeah,
it's grimy.
But when you don't sit down, you have to put your hand on the bar.
No, I've got it down to a T. I've got. I'm doing tube surfing, right? You get on. I never get on. I only get on the side doors, right?
Yeah.
And if one of those two little things you can lean on isn't there, I'll lean against the glass or something. You've got to surf it. No touching. No touching.
Oh, madness. So you must really schedule your travel to make sure it's not overly packed.
I'm not that bad. Like, if I have to, but yeah.
What were you going to say, JK? Sorry, I interrupted you.
I forgot. Don't know.
No, okay. Russia and Arab states agree on Libya stabilization plan. I just read today as well that the Russians have got, we were talking about Central African Republic before. Yeah. I don't know if you know, and how the French intervened and they overthrew the overthrown president and got rid of all the mosques.
Right.
Well, now they've left, and then the UN came in, and the UN's gone, and now the Russians have come in.
Right. I mean, on the Libya thing with Haftar, my understanding is Libya is kind of my sort of topic I'm most interested in ever since the conflict. Haftar is not well liked by the Green Resistance in Libya, and there's sort of two camps within the Green Resistance, the Jamahiriya Resistance, and that is some think they should just let Haftar come in and kill those that were with NATO. So the various rebel groups, which he's doing, that he is killing them right now as we speak. And the others don't want nothing to do with Haftar because, I mean, he's a guy who's all over the place, to say the least. But it's a shame, the country is ruined, and I think if I'm not mistaken, Haftar was living in Langley, Virginia for a number of his years. You know.
Well, you know what that's the home of.
Yeah. So
Langley, CIA.
same place.
Who are you talking about? I don't know. I've never heard of this.
Khalifa Haftar. Is this the guy? Let's see.
Double check
Who is
that
he?
about Langley though. I'm hoping I'm not getting mixed up with someone else.
I'm sure if they mention it here.
Who's this guy?
Libyan. Somebody from Libya. It says here, he's a Libyan military officer and the head of the Libyan National Army, currently engaged in the Second Libyan Civil War. He was appointed commander of the armed forces. Yeah.
He was. He spent 2 decades in Langley, Virginia.
Wow.
You know, he was against Gaddafi. Back in the day, and he was also against Gaddafi in 2011. So that's why a lot of the Green Resistance obviously want nothing to do with him. But there's so many different factions over there.
Yeah.
That you know, like even I think it was the Zintan tribe who were holding Saif al-Islam Gaddafi. They have in recent years sort of come to peace with the Green Resistance, but you know, I don't think any move can be made in that country now without Russian or Western say so. Sadly.
Yeah.
Did you see Laurent Gbagbo, the former leader of the Ivory Coast? He was ousted around the time of Gaddafi, essentially just to make way for French chocolate companies.
Yeah.
So they could turn it into. But he was put in The Hague, and they found him innocent just last year. But he's still under house arrest. You know, it's leaders from Africa. They can do what they want with them.
Yeah.
Didn't Sudan have a coup recently?
Oh yeah.
Like last week.
Yeah, Sudan. Let's have a look.
North Sudan. Do you call it North Sudan or just Sudan?
Republic.
Oh, okay. Because the other one is like definitely called South.
Yeah.
So I didn't know.
Oh, Omar al-Bashir has been moved to prison, it says on the BBC.
Yeah?
Yeah.
In solitary confinement.
Yeah, I think he's going to get the sort of Hosni Mubarak treatment. Not the Hosni Mubarak. I mean, yeah, that's who I do mean. Sorry.
Or do you mean Saddam Hussein?
No, I don't think it's like that bad because is Hosni Mubarak even alive anymore? I didn't hear from him.
That's an interesting question.
I knew he was in prison.
But all right, so there is an article on the BBC website about Libya. It says, Libya crisis. Is there a crisis? I mean, they never talk about Libya. All of a sudden now they're talking about it. What's going on? Fayez al-Sarraj condemns silence of allies. The UN-backed PM of Libya has condemned the silence of his international allies as opposing forces advance on the capital Tripoli. Oh, it's serious, eh? So Haftar is on his way to take over, it seems.
That's right. But ultimately, what the Green Resistance are saying is they're going to let him kill all of the old school anti-Gaddafi forces in 2011, which he is doing. I think he's killed like well over 100 of them, and they might try and come in and pick up the pieces. I don't think they'll actually ever ally with him though.
Pat, are you on Discord?
No, I am on there. I went on there, but I don't use it.
Are you on Discord, Reactionary?
I've been on there. I hardly ever use it though. Yeah.
I don't know if you saw. Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead, bro.
I was just going to say that there's a general in Libya called General Ben Nail, and he is with the Green Resistance, and he was leading the advance on Tripoli. So there is some collaboration.
Ben, you said Ben Nail. Where's he from?
He's a Libyan guy. He's pro-Gaddafi, pro-Jamahiriya. But
Okay.
The basically, and I'm going to lump everybody in together just for the ease of conversation, that the sort of thing they're going for is to basically kill anybody who's Ikhwani Muslim Brotherhood, anybody allied to that, anybody involved with what they see as Islamism.
Anybody religiously inclined is going to get shut out. Kilowatt in the house. Apparently, there was a photograph of a black hole. Did you see
Harvard
that?
was it?
Don't know how they know that. Anyway.
Oh, another conspiracy coming. Incoming.
No. It's just a question. That's all.
Now, to be honest, I don't have any knowledge on physics to sort
As
of look
as an
into.
academic, JK, you should always be
Yeah,
questioning things.
yeah, that's good advice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, let's see. China tests tactical laser similar to U.S. Navy system. Whoa.
What website is this?
Huh?
What website is this? What really happened? Oh, yeah.
Whatreallyhappens.com.
It sounds like something like what's that thing Alex Jones runs?
Infowars.
Infowars.
It's something similar, I suppose. You heard about these tactical laser systems they've got? No?
Nope. Never. I don't know much about China.
So let's say tactical laser system. Here's a US's one. This is the world's first active laser weapon. Check it out.
A laser weapon?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow. What? I don't actually know what a laser is.
You don't know
Do
what a
you?
laser is?
I don't know. Like, what is laser?
Laser is two words
I
put
know
together.
how it looks, but
Yeah. Laser. It's two words. I remember. What does it stand for again? Light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. See these lights?
yeah, I'm on the Wikipedia page too. But like, I know how they look, but I don't really understand the concept. Is it just like some sort of concentrated light or something?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. So built up energy.
It says that it differs from other sources of light in that it emits light coherently.
Rather than intermittently, I'm guessing.
Yeah. In physics, two-wave sources are perfectly coherent if they have a constant phase difference and the same frequency and the same waveform.
Oh, yes. Actually, I've heard of this a bit, yeah. It's ringing some bells. Yeah.
So, JK, what do you talk about on Discord?
Oh, a lot of stuff. On Discord, I'm on...
Whose server are you on?
I'm on... At the moment, I use a lot of James's server. It's the guy from the park.
That's the one I got added to.
Yeah. They had
I
a
went
lot of
on there
debates
once.
today.
Yeah.
They had a lot of... what were they talking about? Something to geology or something? I'm not really... I wasn't listening to the whole conversation. Now they're talking about Brexit, I think.
What's the
I was
political...
also on site...
I mean, I found that it had a certain political ideology.
Who, me?
No, that Discord server seemed to have like a certain dominating ideology on it. Not British.
No, because James is quite left wing, but there are some like people who are much more conservative,
Yeah.
and then there's like a few Muslims and sort of there's it's quite balanced, to be honest.
Okay.
I'm also on Takir Watch's one, which has sort of come to a standstill recently.
Are you on Reverend Simon Sideways?
I joined it and I left after like 5 minutes.
Yes,
It wasn't
I'm sure you
an
did.
environment that No,
It was just hateful, though.
It just seemed chavvy.
Oh, right.
I really just don't. I know that's like a derogatory term, but I just don't like that sort of. I don't know. It just gives me bad memories from secondary school. And then a couple of us, there was like loads of like really militant Christians on Takia Watch's one, and there was like a rift, and now a few of us have made our own little one.
Are you a militant Christian too?
Christian? I'm not Christian.
I know, I'm joking. I'm joking with you. I'm joking.
Hey guys, did you? When I spoke to Rob of Speaker's Corner last Friday on his channel, and he told me that Takia Watch has voluntarily closed his channel down and removed his videos.
Yeah, he told me. He told me.
Alaikum salam. How you doing, DJ?
Yeah,
man. What's good?
You're not bad, bro.
Yeah, Takia Watch. For like, I'm not sure if he wants to like people to know, but yeah, if he had like certain reasons, and he just left everything: Twitter, YouTube, Discord.
Do you think he felt some way connected to the violence in New Zealand?
No. It's nothing to do with that. It's something happened on Discord, and like he got really sort of frustrated with a lot of the Christians.
Mm-hmm.
The behavior was, I think it was pretty bad, and he was trying to like, reason with them, and then he just got frustrated. They kind of turned on him, and then
What is it like with how the Muslims are online with each other?
Way worse.
Really?
Yeah. Do you know how there's like a rift between like sort of like the Muslim matters and there's like the Abu Talhas? It's like that, but like on steroids.
Wow.
Yeah. Steroids.
And
damn.
then there's me in the middle of there. I'm like, what do I do? Because I used to be involved in the server a lot, like since I joined.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's dead. No one's even using that one anymore. Sad, man. It was really good, like good place. We had like really good debates, good discussions. Yeah, he was a good moderator too. Very fair.
What are you guys talking about today?
Yeah, Simon.
Not much right now. We're just going through different news stuff from around the world.
Jafar.
What's up, bro?
And you were swinging for the fence yesterday.
Huh?
You were looking for a knockout against Grey, didn't you?
Bro, I called him out, bro.
I was sitting there thinking, what in the world has this gotten to?
Bro, look, bro, I was calm, right?
No, you don't have to get into it. It's fine.
But you told me, right? I was calm. I wasn't swearing nothing.
No.
Oh boy, every other word was a swear word. I mean, you can tell who's the, you can tell who's what. You know what I'm saying when they talk.
I've always got on very well with Grey Dunya in real life.
But again, Green is a disgusting being, bro.
Okay. Let's change the topic. If it
Nah,
gets too volatile.
You brought it up, right?
Sorry, man. I'm sorry. Oh no.
What happened, bro?
Let's just say he's lucky he's not in Chicago right now.
Really?
Yeah, let's just say he's lucky he's not in Chicago right now.
You call Derrick Rose on him.
And I'll take care of myself.
Oh damn.
How do you know Derrick Rose, bro?
I used to watch basketball all the time.
Oh, get out of here.
I know more about basketball than you, man. Don't get it twisted.
I doubt it.
I used to play for a team. For 3
What
years.
team?
A team in the West
What, you play basketball?
Midlands. Not as much anymore. But I played for a team in the West
I told you I used to play for England. Would you believe me?
Are you tall?
No, not really. Maybe.
You got that shot.
I might be tall.
Are you good?
I was alright.
Yeah, I'll England.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in my young days.
England.
I may be, yeah. I mean, I have no reason not
I used to have a crazy crossover, bro. Break ankles, man. Doing crossovers and shit.
You talking about your own ankles or other people's?
Yeah, trust me.
Other people's ankles. Other people. You guys do know what a crossover is, right?
Yeah, of course. It's when you like
Okay,
switch
I just wanna
hands.
make
Yeah, it's when you shoot over somebody, isn't it?
No, it's not.
No, bro.
I'm just kidding.
Oh boy.
You know, when I first started watching basketball, my favorite player was Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo Anthony, that was your favorite player.
Yeah.
I got some news for you, Reaction Reese. Some news before it hits the headlines.
Breaking news, yeah?
It's going to be on all the front pages tomorrow. So there's been some disturbances over in Ireland, in a place called Derry for the last couple of nights. And someone come out tonight, started shooting at the police, and it looks like a woman got caught in a crossfire and has died.
Oh, damn.
So
sounds like it's everyday news in Chicago, bro. So
well, they're gonna say a terrorist group did it, so it'll be big news. It'll be big news tomorrow.
Interesting.
Have you been to Cork?
Yeah. Last time I was in Cork a couple of years ago. I've only been there a couple of times though.
So I used to buy Islamic books from a shop in Cork.
Used to buy Islamic books.
Yeah, there's like I think it's a French company, but they're like based in Ireland for some reason.
Right. Tax reasons probably.
Cork. I've never been to Ireland. I like thinking though. What's that university with the big library?
Sorry.
Is it the Royal College of
Trinity.
Dublin? Trinity College, yeah.
Yeah.
Trinity College, yeah. That's really nice. I actually applied to go there, but
They didn't like your Birmingham accent.
I don't have a Birmingham accent.
Brummagem.
No, just that it was I didn't. They had like extra entry exams that I didn't pass. I didn't study for them.
Nikki Travis says never drink a cold drink in a coffee shop.
I read that. Didn't understand.
Do you understand what that means?
No.
I don't know either.
What does that mean?
Who's just joined?
Is that Sir Faz?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Sir Faz, for you.
I'm good, mate. Alhamdulillah. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, bro.
Want to see what you guys doing, innit?
Yeah, mate. Just
Leave them boys to it.
checking out what's going on.
Sorry, great. How are you?
Very good, bro. Just joined us now. I was about to my ears too right now too. We're waiting for you guys to change the topic a little bit.
Well,
Change
No,
the
I
topic
was gonna start my channel, but you guys were at it together, so I was like, man, never mind.
I wonder how what's his name again? Why So Religious is doing. I miss talking to him. Why So Religious? If you're out there, I just thought I'd say hello.
he's upset with you, reactionary.
You heard about the
Crimes of Britain. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Pat, how's things?
I'm all good, brother. How are you doing?
I'm all right, mate.
Nice one, man. What have you been up to?
Oh, nothing, not much. I've just let them boys go over there, and I thought I'd come to you guys.
Nice one, man.
you guys heard about the 8-month-old that got vaccinated and got the measles?
You?
No, an 8-month-old.
Okay.
She was too young to be vaccinated and got the measles and had to be hospitalized. And now she's calling out, telling people that they're hurting our kids because of your choice,
What are you on about?
You guys, I'm talking about. You guys were talking about Worldwide News, right?
Are you an anti-vaxxer?
What?
No, that can make sense though, JK. Because when you vaccinate people, you normally inject them with the same.
Yeah, with a low dose of the disease.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's how your immune system works.
So
It
there
has
should
to
be an age.
expose to
There should be
the
an
disease.
age, right? Well, I'm saying there should be an age. And plus, I don't believe in vaccinations, bro, because I think they're like you ever seen the
There's your
Purge?
answer, JK.
Reactionary, you've been influenced.
Nah, bro, you don't have to influence me, bro.
People
You don't have to
brainwashed
influence
him.
me. Nah, bro. I think it's just like the Purge, bro. They're trying to keep the population down, bro.
You know, people from Florida are flipping mad. That's the problem.
I'm not from Florida, bro. I'm from Chicago. What are you talking about?
Oh, I mean, you're in Florida. You've been brainwashed. It's either that or reactionary.
No, man. Look, I think the main vaccinations are fine, but there's a lot of vaccinations that you definitely don't need, like the flu vaccination. I don't take the flu vaccination because I think your immune system can kill itself, the flu, without any kind of vaccination. But I think some vaccination they give you, definitely, try to control the population.
Sorry, Pat, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. How you doing?
Check. It says I found an article. It says that after the Assange arrest,
Yeah.
IMF gives $4.2 billion to
I heard
Ecuador.
about this. Yeah. Well,
Wow.
That says it all, doesn't it, really?
Riots erupt in Ecuador capital over the Assange arrest. Mad thing. Yeah, sorry guys, continue.
I mean, am I the only one that agrees on this, or
Sorry?
are you saying that you don't agree?
I don't, to be honest. I'm not like a biologist or something, so I can't debate on vaccinations. With the limited knowledge that I do have, I know that they're good for you.
Well, it's like you have when you have allergies, right? They give you the same allergies, right? For allergy, like those allergy shots.
Yeah.
But sometimes sometimes it might help you when it comes to the allergies because what it's doing is just is letting your body get used to that allergy, right? So it kills it fights itself, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is that your body already has those type of immune systems, especially if you're breastfed. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yep.
So you don't need these kind of vaccinations. Like, look, bro, uh, all these diseases and viruses that come out. You trying to tell me that these viruses just come out of nowhere? I mean, I think it's
I'm not
something
sure if
else,
it
bro.
works like that, man.
I think something else, bro. I'm sure they have. I'm sure they have vaccines for all these viruses. They just don't let it out.
Do you like conspiracy theories?
No, it's not conspiracy theory, bro. I mean, come on, man. Uh, you trying to tell me that the government might not do like a population type of extermination when there's too many people in the country?
Pat, what do you think about that?
Population extermination.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're Persian.
Sounds like something down your alley. So.
No, I don't believe in population control and all that. That said, I mean, Malthusianism is a real thing. That's
Sorry, what? What's that?
Malthusianism, which
What's that?
So Malthus, he was a sort of he put forward the idea that basically populations need to be sort of cold, if you will, and it led to famines in India. This kind of thinking. It's certainly you'll hear like Prince William came out of a line not too long ago saying Africans are having too many kids. All the while he's got 3 kids himself or whatever. But it's a very racist English imperialist position.
Yeah.
What about China? China
Some
said that you can
people
only have
say
one
that.
child.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, but back then they were like one child family.
Well, that was for the betterment of the state,
Yeah, but it was still population control though.
Yeah, it was, but it's not the same as like Malthusianism.
I think what it is that we're all collateral damage. The big guys up there, they control everything.
Alex, is that you, Alex? Sorry. Oh, forget it. Didn't. It just went off your head.
Alex Jones, you talking about?
Yeah.
What?
You sound like Alex Jones when you say this. We're all collateral damage.
We are all collateral damage, though.
I don't know, man. America's a different ball game, man.
Really?
Yeah, man.
You think so? Huh?
Different ball game.
Let me ask you a question, bro. When you see these attacks happening or these things happen, why is it so ironic that it's around when laws are being passed or there's political
Are you saying like
elections?
Sandy Hook was like a false flag, and there was like crisis actors?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that when things happen, sometimes they happen because of political reasons, or, for example, when that Boston Marathon was happening, that same day the gun law was being presented in Congress.
Tonight at 11. Doom! It's a plan!
Well,
I'm
anyway.
angry! I'm not a slave! I've broken the conditioning! It doesn't work on me! I'm primitive, I'm real, I know the enemy, and if we can have this spirit of normal humanity spread, it's over for the globalist! Break the conditioning now!
Sorry, I had to play that. Once you said Alex Jones, that had to come out.
But I was saying that is when Boston Marathon was happening, the gun law was being presented and voted on. So I mean, when you have that tragedy happening, the focus on the news goes to the tragedy when the laws being passed or unpassed or voting's happening on the other one, and nobody's focused on it anymore. You understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Or when there's a terrorist attack that happens, it comes with fear. Now you got the Republican nomination happening, and what are they all talking about? We're gonna stop Muslims from coming in, this and that, and of course, when that happened in California, there was a terrorist attack with the husband and wife. So what did all the politicians use as their speech? They're using the terrorist attack that happened in California in their speeches.
Yeah. So, you think that certain events are staged?
Look, you know what? Governments already know what's going to happen, and they watch these people. They let these people through. They monitor these people. Are you telling me that when they monitor these people, they don't know what they're doing? Of course, they know what they're doing.
So you're not saying they actively sort of carry out these events? They sort of don't respond to them. They let them happen.
They sometimes let it happen. They sometimes move them or try to bring them towards like a route, like a roadmap towards that type of incident. Because it's been happening before, man. Look at the wars, bro. Who makes money off wars? The banks do. There's no war. There's no money off when the banks don't make money. Now when what was it? There was actually something that happened when I forgot what it was, but I just know there's reasons why something happens, and it's all about fear in politics, and we're all collateral damage, bro. We're at the facade, and we get hurt in the middle, and we're used to have somebody's political gain or somebody else's agenda.
Hey, brothers, I just found this article. It's on the Independent, posted 6 days ago. It says, new law where clicking on terrorist propaganda once could mean 15 years in prison comes into force.
Yeah.
Have you heard about this?
That's pretty crazy.
Yo, Quantum, what are you doing here?
Assalamu alaikum, akhi. Just jumping in and out, akhi. Got limited tonight. I got limited time tonight. I'm just trying to catch everything, inshallah.
Yes, bro.
How are you, brothers?
Yeah, good, thanks. You all right?
Faz, you're acting, man. You're 2 live streams on your own and your reactionaries, mashallah.
Hey, it says here, new counter-terror laws likened to thought crime by a UN inspector have come into force. Did you know about this?
Yeah, I've heard about it.
Yeah.
A raft of new measures mean people can be jailed for viewing terrorist propaganda online, entering designated areas abroad, and making reckless expressions of support for proscribed groups. Wow.
Yeah, but how do we define what propaganda is? Is it something that's published by that group?
Yes,
or what?
anything that's published.
No, is it published by that group or is it?
No, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. No.
What if it's if it's a resource that you have in common with that group?
The law will take into consideration what your political beliefs are, or they assume your political beliefs are. Because
it's possible that you could read a certain book and certain groups could be reading the same book, but you're not connected.
Well, the terrorism law was broadened last August,
yeah.
And it's now so broad that if they want you on a charge, they'll get you on a charge.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking where literally, if they want you, it's not going to be some academic that goes up in court, because I think there's a bit of hysteria about this. That's not going to be the people targeted, but people that are even sympathetic to political wings of groups will face problems.
We just gotta watch out. We gotta watch out what panels we go to nowadays, man.
That's true as well.
Well, the key point, from what I see here, is it's not just all right. They've criminalized the viewing of information that might be useful to a person committing or preparing an act of terrorism. So if you're viewing the information but not preparing or committing an act, I doubt there'd be an issue.
Exactly.
They'd have to link
the two. Because recently I was one of. Have you heard of Taylor and Francis?
Who?
Taylor and Francis is it's a publisher that publishes academic journals.
Okay.
and they do like a lot of sort of they have a lot of like government and like sort of official documents pertaining to like certain terrorist groups and stuff like that. And if you're part of like a university or some sort of institute, you have access to these. Like if you log in through your institution, and like I've downloaded like at least like 50 like journal articles from, or like peer reviewed papers from the last 2 days. So I don't know if this could class or something. Like,
well, I'm just saying that you can just set up anytime, anywhere, any place, bro.
I mean, they're all official. They've been written by like academics, but like the actual content is pretty, explicit, you could say.
I think you need to make sure you understand why you've downloaded these, etc., etc.
No, I don't want to go on a panel where there's any kind of talk about anything like that. You know what I mean? And stay away from it.
Yeah. It is now illegal to recklessly express support for or publish images of flags, emblems, or clothing in a way which suggests people are a member or supporter of a proscribed organization. Mm-hmm. And we see people posting flags as on the YouTube chat all the time.
You know what I was going to say, right? Some guy posts a lot of flags all the time.
Yeah.
Wait, but guys, I mean, wouldn't this also apply to the far right, like National Action and all that?
I think depends if they're classed as terrorism, right?
Exactly.
Right now, generally, the only people who are terrorists are Muslims.
That's
but they are
true.
classed as terrorists.
No. Because if you go onto gov.uk, there's the whole list of prescribed groups, and there are a lot of sort of is quote unquote Islamic groups, but there's a loads of different groups on there.
Okay, but yeah, you're right. The term being used here is proscribed groups.
Yeah.
What up there, bro?
It says even reckless expressions of support are an offence.
A certain person just popped in my mind. No names. No names out here.
Name who you saying, JK?
Oh, not you, man. Relax, man.
No. I'm familiar with the grey line anyway. So, it's very scary.
I wasn't even thinking of you, man. Someone completely opposite.
Yeah.
Oh, it says here, JK. It provides a statutory review of Prevent.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Jafar, I don't think. Allow it.
Wait, Jafar, do you know about Prevent?
Interesting.
I got JK knows more about Prevent than any of us. I mean, it was just a comment. I was just reading what it says.
I can read between the lines. Man. I'm not Key Stage 2, you know.
Wait, JK, did you do the Prevent program? Did you get the certificate?
Oh gosh.
What are you talking about, man?
Oh, you don't know about accusations. My bad. Sorry.
You need to learn the art of subtlety. Is that Yusuf? Who's that?
No, it's not
Quantum.
Yusuf. It's Michael.
They sound exactly the same.
Yeah.
I think it's the same person. It's the same person. You're both Somali, aren't you?
Yes.
Same person.
Yes, we are the same person.
You watch the Dahab Shield, yeah?
Sorry, I don't know what that is. I'm joking.
Stop trying to act posh now.
No, but this is how I actually talk. Ask me actually if this is how I actually talk.
You sound a bit like Yunus as well, to be honest.
I don't know who that is, though.
Trust me, you'll hear him one day.
Inshallah.
Him, can you be like, compared to so many people, bro? You sound like my mom sometimes. Why can't you be like him? Why can't you be like him, nah, man?
Hey, reaction, where you got off on the screen, man? Oh, wrong time.
So the primary article on every news website we visited is Donald Trump and the Mueller investigation.
Oh yeah, the Mueller's going.
Why are they trying to tell us about this?
Crazy stuff, bro. Crazy revelations on the road.
Which affects us how?
The guy's not going to be re-elected next time. I don't think so. I think they're trying to do impeachment as well. That doesn't really
I've got a
matter.
question. Reactionary.
Oh, come on, JK. I was joking when I said that. Prevent.
About what?
Yeah.
No, nothing to do with that.
Okay.
What do you think of Yasser Qadhi?
Bro, please ask someone else that question. I mentioned prevent, and now you're coming at me, bro. Leave me alone. I didn't.
No. It's because I watched a video of his today. It was released yesterday. Yeah. It's a pretty good a video from Georgetown University, and it's talking about the different kind of strains or like groups within Salafism. I find it really interesting.
All right, bro. To be honest, I've tried listening to him before, and I couldn't really get into him, so I ended up like
he does
changing the channel.
Seem a bit self-centered, but
maybe
I think he's very.
I didn't find him particularly interesting, so I just changed the channel. So I don't really have an opinion. He might be very learned. I've got no idea. I have no way to comment. I just lost interest.
Fair enough.
Millionaire migration.
It's not an entrapment question.
Who knows?
He's not a controversial person at all.
No?
No, why would he be?
I don't know, bro. No idea. Millionaire migration. The wealth exodus from China continues. Australia and the US see big gains.
It's like e-commerce right there, bro.
High net worth individuals are moving around, and many of them are leaving China, apparently. They're going to Australia and New Zealand and the United States and the Caribbean and Canada.
Canada, I would believe Canada and the United States. That's a good spot. New Zealand as well. I'm trying to find an island, bro. I'm trying to buy an island.
You're trying to buy an island?
Yeah, a nice island, bro. They're going for like 3-4 million. I think we were checking it out last time, right? Reactionary?
Yeah.
But one dude is I want to buy an island and keep half of it for myself.
You can buy islands quite cheaply, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, how do you buy an island?
This is like property, man. You just buy an island.
Yeah, it doesn't cost like 20 rupees, does it?
You can get a couple $100,000 you can get one.
Oh.
Yeah, a nice one is like 3 million, 4 million. It's not too bad.
Panama's a popular area, that sort of region.
Reminds me of Prison Break.
But see,
what do you do if you get infested by what do you call those things? Locusts and stuff.
Yeah. They also have, isn't it like a tax haven or something? Panama.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, what is this?
Trump vetoes Yemen. What did he do about it? What was that about? Mossad reveals Al-Qaeda alliance on international TV.
Wow, surprised.
So, Faz, you there, bruv?
He's got his panel running too.
Yeah, see if he's there.
Let's see what sort of intellectual conversations they're having over there.
I saw what you were typing in the chat earlier. JK.
You me?
Yeah.
On Sir Faz's?
I don't remember whose channel it was, but you had some funny comments. I have to say they were quite comedic. Had me laughing.
Yours.
No, mate. You had me laughing, I tell you. Yeah.
So I was gonna have a subject today on Chill Spot, and I fell asleep.
Abu Mujahid is in the chat. Assalamu alaikum.
Look, somebody posting a flag on my channel. Kilowatt, sorry.
You're guilty by association.
Yeah, exactly. Oh no, I've looked at the flag on my screen.
Yeah.
BVLA Insurance says, did you know in the Amazon forest, there's millions of people that still haven't been discovered? The forest the size of England.
Mod me. Abu Dad says mod him.
Okay. Yeah, he said mod him, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, no problem.
Doesn't mean I'm going to do anything. I've got no mods right now. It's quite relaxing not to have any mods.
I'm not even watching the chat. I'm looking through your screen sharing.
Mm.
It shows.
Yeah, man. So, DJ, what's the deal with you and Grey Dunya then? What happened?
Didn't know you.
Huh? Grey Dunya's a just little boy, man.
He's a nice person. I've met him in real life, you know.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. Try Lobo.
Yeah.
Grey Dunya's a troll, right? He's a 4-year-old troll. Got nothing else to do but troll around and mess with people's channels and try to set them up.
Okay.
I would say that if you don't troll on YouTube, there's something wrong with you.
I guess there's something wrong with me.
Not you, just generally.
I don't troll.
Reactionary.
Queen Elizabeth has joined the call. Quick, everyone, raise a glass. Come on.
I was going to say something really bad, but allow it, man. I kind of feel bad how much backlash you've received. Even Rob, I was talking to Rob about it the other day.
Yeah.
And he was shell shocked. He could not comprehend it. Actually, in fact, Stops was in there as well. You know, Stops.
Yeah.
Gin and tonic and Rob.
He was on the call.
Somebody raised it. I think it was this guy called John or something.
Mm.
Yeah, a lot of these videos get shared around on Discord, and that was one of them.
Which one?
The one that that little clip of you paying your respects.
Oh, you mean Abu Talha's snippet, or the one that from the actual show?
The clip, the short clip.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm famous now, look. Ah, yeah. You know someone called Sir Macintosh?
Yeah, I've heard of this person.
Yeah, he's on the Gin and Tonic show. He messaged me on one of the chats saying, "I'm sorry to hear about what you've been experiencing regarding after coming on our show." I was like, "Oh, yeah, thanks, no problem."
Wait a second, he's on Discord as well.
Yeah,
he is. Okay. He's on James's Discord.
Yeah. I never knew he was on YouTube.
They're really, what's the word? Polite, respectful people.
Who?
I have to say.
Gin and Tonic?
The Gin and Tonic crew, yeah.
Yeah.
Pakistani atheist was saying to me, "Look how you've been treated by your community. Don't you realize you should convert to atheism?"
The Queen's here. The Queen's here.
Yes, Sir Faz, that's what we're saying. You need to raise a glass.
Who is the Queen anyway? Who is it?
Queen Elizabeth II.
Who?
Queen Elizabeth II.
No, who's behind?
It's probably M-Stacks, bro. I bet it's M-Stacks. M-Stacks, come out wherever you are.
You mean on the panel?
Yeah.
You know,
but notice the picture of the Queen on that user's picture profile.
No.
She's wearing a hijab. Yeah. So she's really a Muslim, right?
I don't think it works that way.
So there's no problem with making dua for the.
You're doing it again, reactionary Lex.
Oh, my bad. Come on, people. Queen Elizabeth, or whatever your name is, pretending to be, can you speak? Oh, I've got an idea. I have an idea.
What are you going to do? You're going to hack into the person's...
No. I'm just thinking of doing something.
Take a deer!
Who was that? M-Stacks.
That was the Queen.
Oh, okay.
What did he say?
Do you recognize the voice?
No.
Take a deer!
Oh yeah, it's
that's Abdullah.
M-Stacks.
Is that Abdullah?
I don't know.
Come on, let's hear you again. That's not M-Stacks, bro.
Definitely Key Stage 2.
Not sure who it is though.
£2.
£2.
Huh? Come on, who are you?
You know what? On Raspek's channel the other day.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
No, what?
Oh shit, I can't do
Which
it.
day?
I was going to remove Queen Elizabeth. Like
No,
you
tell
did
me
to
what
Alpha D Commander.
Oh.
Yeah, I was going to do the same thing, but I don't know how to kick people. I was trying to be sly.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't do it anyway. I would do it to this person, but generally I don't do that stuff. I understood why you did it though the other day.
Yeah, because everyone does it
went
to
too
me,
far.
bruv. Like, I thought it was just
No, it's not
normal.
even that. I mean, he
didn't
just went
even
too far.
realise.
He just went too far.
Yeah.
He gone too far.
But I didn't realize what Raspek had experienced a few minutes earlier of getting hacked several times by Abu Jimmy. So I can understand it.
Yeah, that was a bit of an awkward encounter.
But
the whole live chat just went mad.
The night before, right? He was so happy and impressed because he thought he found a way to prevent any hacking in the future. Yeah, he came up with some double hangout mechanism.
Yeah.
Like a firewall, a troll wall is what we called it.
Yeah, so when you jump onto the first one, that's not that actual call. That's like...
Correct, yeah. And he still got hacked, so I was like, what? You should see how impressed he was with himself the day before.
I remember, I saw it. Trust me, when it comes to computers, there's always someone better.
Yeah, true.
In fact, there's someone on these hangouts that we both know of that's extremely good at computers. Very, very good. Not me. I'm crap. Yeah, he knows how to do all this stuff, I imagine.
Jafar, isn't it?
No, not Jafar. He's not one of your best friends.
What do you mean best friends? What do you mean by that?
He doesn't get along with you. Okay. Just leave it there.
Everyone gets along with me, but who doesn't get along with me?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, sorry.
Got no enemies.
Yeah, of course.
I have disagreements, but I get along with everyone. Cordial.
Let's get Pat in, man. He's been silent for ages.
Yeah, he's probably having dinner.
This time.
What, this time of night?
What, Subway?
No, heaven forbid.
You should try Subway. It's not that bad.
Last resort, I would. Last resort.
Mate, you got caught in the McDonald's with Steve. You can't get any worse than that.
What, eating at McDonald's? So at least, no, we're not talking about quality of food here.
You can try Subway, trust me.
I didn't get caught either. But anyway.
Just joking, relax.
But at least with a McDonald's, again, it's terrible food, but at least there's some standard of cleanliness, right? The tables are usually clean, the floor's usually clean. Yeah. That said,
I eat from McDonald's.
Yeah, as a last resort, yeah. But
I even have the stuff that's other than the fish burger.
You mean the meat, the bacon, lettuce, and tomato?
No, not the bacon. Huh? No, the beef.
What? The beef. Okay. Yeah. Why?
Why? I don't know. I think it's halal.
It's not.
Huh?
It's not, is it? I didn't think it was.
Yes.
I don't know. I talked to a teacher about this, and I can't remember what reasons he gave me, but he led me to believe that it's halal.
Okay. You mean because it's Ahl Kitab, people of the book? Is that what you mean?
It's not the best sort of argument, but yes.
Okay.
So it's not the biha, but it's still permissible to eat.
Yeah, well, it's an acceptable position. It's not.
Yeah, I don't think it's such a radical It's not such. There's some people, especially Hanafis, South Asian Hanafis, take it too seriously.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. So yeah, my parents got a bit angry at me when I ordered it from Uber Eats, Big Mac. They were like, "What are you doing?"
I spent a few months in Copenhagen, and their KFC and all their restaurants were halal.
Oh. Do they have many Muslims?
So why is that? It's because they were one of the main exporters of halal meat to the Middle East.
Oh, wait a second.
Chicken.
Wait, but don't the Middle East have chickens? Or a sufficient number of chickens? Why do they have to get it from Europe?
Probably because you need to have farmland, and the farmland needs to be the right temperature.
Good point. Yeah.
You need water. You need good vets. Yeah. Just eating some olives right now.
I've never had an olive in my life.
And you're got me for not having a Subway. You never had an olive.
I don't know. Olives just looks too artificial. They don't look natural.
No, the Subway sandwiches, man. I'm only playing, but no. I'll tell you one business that seems to be booming. Is Greg's. They seem to be so popular.
Yeah, one just opened right next to me.
Yeah. That's why one near me opened as well.
That's insane.
There's 4 within walking distance around here.
Yeah.
One of my lecturers.
Sorry.
Go on, bro.
Why have they changed the name from pasty to bake?
I don't know. Is that really?
Yeah, they don't call it cheese and onion pasty. They call it cheese and onion bake.
Is it? I'm just guessing. Is it anything to do with the pasty tax? Remember that vaguely coming about pasty tax? Something I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, what reaction? What were you going to say?
I was going to say when I was at university, one of my lecturers was actually the owner of a private equity firm, and he bought Burger King and Domino's, the actual main company, the brand.
What do you mean he bought them? Like a branch?
Yeah. No, the actual brand,
the company.
The actual company. Yeah. So he was telling me that what they did with Burger King, McDonald's for a while, they were pushing this thing of becoming healthy. So they got these carrot fries, and they got salads and fruit juice now, not just Coca-Cola anymore. And that's because they're targeting the healthy mindset, because people who go to McDonald's usually take their children. They've got play areas and stuff, right? So they're under pressure to be health oriented. So Burger King said, "Oh, we need to do the same thing." So they started making their stuff more healthy and stuff. But they realized that all their customers were disappearing. So what they did, they said, "Who are our main customers? Who are we targeting?" The people they wanted are people who don't care about their health, right? They want people who, like single men who just come from work and they just want to fill their belly. So what they did, they doubled the fat content of the burgers, made it much greasier, much meatier, much fatter. And over a short period of time, their customers grew again. And the business started doing really well. And then they sold the company. So why did I tell you that? I don't know why. Just some information I had in my head. Domino's, I don't know what he did with Domino's. I don't remember.
Well, he was a lecturer, this guy, yeah?
Sorry, bro?
He was a lecturer too. At university, yeah? Do you say he was a lecturer?
Well, not full time. He used to come in and teach certain courses.
Like a visiting lecturer or something.
Yeah.
I hate those, to be honest.
Private equity firm is called Bain Capital. Bain Capital. You know Mitt Romney in America.
Yeah,
he's also a partner in Bain Capital as well.
Right.
He's a Mormon, isn't he?
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
From Mexico.
Yeah, I remember when he was running against Obama, but like I was a bit young to like understand a lot of the stuff. But that him and Mexico were constantly being brought up. What is this?
Yo, reactionary.
Yep.
Where's all the Takfiris gone?
From where?
They ran away.
From where? From
my channel.
From your channel?
Yeah, he's dead, man.
Were they on there?
No, I offered him to come on in it, but they all ran.
Nobody turned up.
Even M Stacks ran away.
Okay. Great Dunya was trolling around earlier, but he
from head office, isn't it?
disappeared.
Don't go on that channel, you can make a tit of yourself.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow there'll be loads of channels live. Friday, usually, isn't it? Friday evening.
I've got a special bank holiday special coming up. A special Takfiri bank holiday coming up.
Is Monday bank holiday?
Yes.
You know we have Easter holidays. That's why there's a lot of streams on, right?
It's Good Friday today.
Yeah, that's why. Everyone's getting ready to go to church tomorrow morning, aren't they, Pat?
I'm still out of touch.
Well, you reckon so fast, huh?
Yeah, it's like our eating when we have to get up in the morning to go to mosque.
I honestly don't know anybody.
Everyone's getting ready to get pissed up over the weekend.
Where's Jafar?
Yeah, exactly, so fast.
Jafar's sat there, isn't he? You're going to go with his Halloween costume.
I'm going to say something really provocative now. Jafar, where are you, bro?
Allow it, man. Allow it. He's a bit sensitive, man. He's worse than me.
No, man, he's had a bad couple of days.
You know, the Halloween thing, so let's not, put compound interest.
Okay.
Who's that granny, anyway?
It's the Queen.
I don't know. They said something and disappeared.
Hey?
They unmuted themselves a couple of times, but couldn't figure out who it was.
Faz, are you in Discord?
Why?
I'll just ask.
Yes.
That means yes.
Yeah, man, I need to watch out who I talk to on Discord, man. I'm a bit too honest. I feel like nobody can see sometimes.
Have you repented?
For what, man?
What do you think?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Have you forgotten already?
Mm-hmm. I forget. By the time I wake up the next day, I forgot what happened yesterday.
Perfect thing with Takfiri, man, definitely. You always forget what they did the night before.
1 minute, allow it. I can't be bothered to get in this, man. I'm reading about mRNA right now.
Mm.
You wanna talk about it?
Talk about what?
mRNA.
No, because I've got to get up in the morning and I'm going to come to London tomorrow.
London.
You coming down to London, Safaz?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Are you going to the park Sunday?
You want to meet the
I'm
Queen?
going to the park. I might do.
No, that's fine, man.
I might just go down. And, well, last time I came down, Big Valley goes, look, we'll do an exclusive for you. I was like, no, thanks, mate. It's all right.
Exclusive.
When Great Dunya's there, no chance.
It's best not to get onto the cameras because, like, if you go for a job in the future, it could affect you.
That's true. Great Dunya wasn't there last week, I don't think.
No, not last week. 3 weeks ago.
Well, he's banned, I think.
Huh?
Isn't he banned for breaking Roger's flute?
No.
Oh, I thought he was.
Not banned.
Or temporarily suspended or something. Translation of mRNA to proteins of
Oh my God! You lot carry on, innit?
What's happening in your panel?
We're going through the Taqiya Takfiri, group now.
Yeah, it sounds like Yusuf
that do Taqiya as well from Takfiris.
Mm.
So Faz, if you want to know about Takfir, you should look up this person. Abu Muhammad al-Maqdisi.
Abu Talha? How dare you? How dare you, man?
Muhammad al-Maqdisi.
Abu Talha? No, man. That's insulting. Knowing about Takfiris.
No. But you could get in trouble searching him up. But like...
Who? I won't get in trouble, bro. Don't worry. I always do research. I even did a bit of research on Mr. What's his name? Farhad Rahman or somebody. I don't know if you know him. I don't know, man.
Farhad what?
Farhad Rahman.
Oh, who's that?
I don't know.
How do you spell it?
Farhad Rahman.
F-A-R or F-O-R?
It's JK's friend that doesn't let him on the panel.
Farhad dentist.
No, he's a Bengali.
What do you mean? You can't have a Bengali dentist?
No, he's a Bengali terrorist, man, not dentist.
Most Bengalis I know are pretty good at school.
Best things come in small packages, don't they, JK? That's why.
Okay, take it easy now. Take it easy, man. Take it easy.
JK.
Yes.
So, what's the deal with you and Manny Cinder these days?
Manny? Don't know.
You don't go on his panel anymore?
I do sometimes, but I'm busy as well. I only kind of that's a bit of a more serious panel, so I have to be more serious.
Is it really?
So, I mean, because I was going to have a organized discussion that I wanted to do, but
JK, I would have an organized discussion with you. Would that be possible?
Depends on the topic. Depends on the topic.
Pick a nice topic, man. I think we should pick a topic where we're both good at, not religious, what else that we're good at.
Honestly, I'm not good at that many topics.
No, I'm sure you will. I'm sure you'll be something good at. What
about?
We
can talk about.
I think see, for me, right? Yeah, I don't really like all this stuff, yeah. But when people call me out, I can't handle it sometimes, and when they lie, especially about Deobandis as well.
For flip's sake.
Yeah. I need an apology for that as well. You accused me of something I wasn't. I don't even know what one are. I don't even know what they are.
Don't you? Well, now you know.
If I was, fair enough, yeah. If I was like a Mr. Ammars, yeah, well, fair enough. I'm not like
Mr.
that.
Ammars is not a Deobandi.
No, but he's one of them other ones, isn't he? That dances around or something.
I don't know what he is.
I don't know him myself.
It's crazy, that's what he is.
May Allah guide him anyway, that's the thing, man. Look, at the end of the day, if he's happy with what he's doing, it's his problem, isn't it?
Who are you talking about? Mr. Ammars?
Mr. Ammars.
Big up Mr. Ammars. Nice brother. Yeah. He's a nice guy, mashallah.
He's a nice guy, actually.
The first time he jumped on, that was a fun time. I didn't know he'd be such a big star.
When he went on to Manny Cinder's panel, bloody hell, mate, he was asking for it because they took him in there.
No, that wasn't the first time he jumped on. The first time he went on.
No. Manny Cinder's panel. When he went to there, Raj's.
Yeah, I was on.
You were there exactly, and Raj took him in.
Quick question. Sorry, who's going to win out of Terence Crawford and Amir Khan?
Amir Khan.
No, he's not. He's lost too many.
Big up Amir Khan.
He's too old. He'll get knocked out. I bet you third round knocked out.
He's likely to lose, but I'm still supporting him.
Yeah, you can support him.
But he's likely to lose.
Yeah, I got a message from brother Abdullah. I'll be on at 9 o'clock. After 9 o'clock. Yeah, okay.
9 o'clock.
Yeah, he's not here.
Oh, American time.
EVLA says Amir gonna retire. So type 1 for Amir Khan. Type 2 for Terence.
Analyze Dunya is saying Surfaz is high on cake.
Hey?
Analyze Dunya.
He's got the wrong guy. He's Mr. Ammars, not me.
Apparently, people think he's my sheikh or something. Mr. Analyze Dunya.
He's your sheikh?
Yeah.
He's even a Muslim?
You don't have to have a sheikh that's a Muslim. It could be in a different field.
Okay. No, JK. You are his protege.
How?
I've noticed in the last week, I'd say, that you've been parroting, aping, hanging on the coattails of Analyze That, Academic Screech, whatever it's called.
We have certain sort of catchphrases that we have.
Yeah, you've got a good rapport that you've built.
Yo, JK.
You're talking rubbish.
You're
talking rubbish.
Yo, JK.
Gone too far.
Do you know who Abu Jimmy is?
No. I can discern who he is sort of associated with.
He's a Somalian, isn't he?
No, I don't know. I don't know that.
He is. Take it from me.
He's a what? What is he?
A Somalian.
It's a Somali, not Somalian.
So Somalian.
It's like calling somebody a Bangladeshi or something.
Call him a Bangladeshi then. No, I don't care. I'm not. I don't know genuinely. I thought it was Somalian.
Did you say Bangladeshian?
Yeah.
That's actually a good word. Actually, I'm going to use that. Bangladeshian sounds better.
It sounds a bit like it sounds a bit Armenian, like Kardashian.
Yeah, it does actually.
Yeah. You might get some. I don't know.
A Bengalian.
You're gone too far, rude boy.
JK, you know when I went on that panel, I don't think you came on, did you? You came at the end, didn't you? When I went to manage in this panel.
No, I didn't jump on that day.
Yeah, you didn't come on. What did you think about the 65,000 children that get sexually abused in the UK every year? And 30,000 of the abusers are reoffenders.
I don't know much about the topic.
What do you think they should get?
I'm not equipped with such knowledge.
Me personally, I just think they should get, capital punishment. Because at the end of the day, everyone loves their life. If you love your life, stick by the law. Yeah, don't go fiddle kids in it. Simple as. Sick people. And this is where Sharia is good. You get rid of a few thousand of them, and then they'll stop doing it. Because everybody loves their life. It is bad though. Well, you'll get 6-7 years. They come out and go and destroy somebody else's life.
Somebody in the chat is referring to you as a full-time offender.
A full-time offender?
Do you know what
I am. I'm a
to?
full-time takfiri offender.
Oh.
I'm a full-time takfiri offender. I'm a full-time racist offender. Generally, I just don't like normal things that everybody doesn't like. But I've just got the balls to say it. Other people haven't. Keyboard warriors.
How do you have so much energy at this time?
Who? Me?
I'm half dead.
Who?
Yeah.
Me?
You. Yeah.
Because he's a tiger.
When you get
tigers
older,
are cats. Cats are nocturnal.
I swear I have what's that?
Do you know how much sleep I need a day? I'll be honest with you. 5 hours. I can't sleep. I'm not one of them. I get minimum amount of sleep. It does me all right. I'm not like one of those, sleep all night, all day and night and get out of bed. I pretty hate going to bed. Just sleep, get up.
This is hard.
I've got another 5-hour drive to London tomorrow.
Okay, very interesting.
What?
I'm just I'm doing some work at the same time, man.
Oh, is that you whispering?
Sorry, yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, JK.
Yes. What's up?
Is there anybody online that likes you?
I don't think so, unfortunately.
JK, right? I actually started liking. I thought you were all right. And then
Manny Cinder likes you, doesn't he?
Yeah, we get along. I get along with Manny Cinder. I think my favorite person.
Son.
Are you?
What?
You're his adopted son.
I think Analyze That likes me. I like.
Yeah. Well, you're under his wing as well.
I think Pat likes me and Reaction likes me as well.
I don't dislike you.
Oh, I'll take it.
JK, are you? Some people say you are Analyze That.
I wish I was, man.
Yeah. Okay. Not me. I never said that. I'm just saying what some people say.
That's a mad thing to say. Reaction.
Wait, is this boxing?
Yeah. No, they're talking about Tiger Woods. Michael Jordan has said that he's synonymous with greatness.
I don't really watch. I don't like golf too much. I like tennis. I like boxing, MMA, football.
Have you ever played a golf game on Xbox or something like that?
No, Xbox is for waste, man. It's for
Reactionary.
PlayStation.
Reactionary. Yeah. Add my other account to your thing, please.
Add your other account.
Yeah.
Which account?
What's Goa?
Huh?
There's something Bengalis have called Goa.
Hey?
Goa. Yazid Ali said
it's basically like after you eat, right? You can have a sweet one, or you can have a normal one. Normal ones are disgusting. Sweet ones are nice.
One what? What is it?
It's a barn, yeah. It's like a leaf and
like tobacco.
Yeah, it's like tobacco, yeah. And you put tobacco in it as well.
Okay.
And it knocks you out as well.
Who's this?
Not in a bad way.
Tobias Henry.
No, it's like
No, sorry. He just put something on the screen. Because Reaction was trying to test my knowledge on basketball.
Yeah, Reactionary. Have you done it? Have you added me?
I'm trying, but for one sec.
Yeah, the red one. Yeah, do my far. You know my far right.
Yeah,
one,
JK.
right?
Do you watch basketball?
I used to.
Oh,
A long time ago.
Yeah. You're older than me, aren't you?
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Yeah.
Based on the level of what? Intelligence?
No, because he's at university studying.
Oh, yeah.
But then again, he could be of older age, I guess. What football team are you then, JK?
I don't support a football team. I just like to watch football, like, to enjoy it. But I used to support Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Yeah. For like 10 years.
No wonder you stopped supporting him.
So, Faz, I need your email to add you.
My email?
Yeah. You type it in the chat, and then
why don't you just put the link on the chat then? I'll take it that way.
Sorry?
Just do the link out on the chat.
No, if you type it in the chat, then nobody can see it but me.
Oh. Jafar got bored and come back.
Is that the Queen who's come back in?
The Queen. The Queen Bee.
Beyonce.
Oh, come on, bro. Goa is beetle nut. What's beetle nut? They cut the nuts off beetles, is it?
Surf is Yeah, what's anyone watched Joe Rogan lately? Ben Shapiro was on it.
Don't you find that there's a few of them? Ben Shapiro, his voice is extremely irritating.
Yeah, he's a bit annoying. He's like a brat.
Jordan Peterson as well.
His the
voice.
Frog.
Yeah, awful.
I like Jordan Peterson, to be honest. Right. Generally.
Big surprise.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Sorry?
What do you mean? Big surprise.
It's a big surprise, yeah, because I think the type of people that people are saying that you're, I don't know, cool with online, they tend to be supporters of Jordan Peterson.
Well, am I like affiliated with every group now? First I'm radicalized, then I'm right wing, then I'm what's next? LGBT.
Yeah,
don't you find though Jordan Peterson, like most Canadians, is just he's always like he's whining and a bit of a snowflake. Do you not get that impression?
I thought he's sort of like battling the snowflakes.
No, I get the opposite. It's like he's constantly whinging is what I come across, and because he's threatened by immigrants and feminists or black people, he's just constantly moaning and bitching, and I really don't think he's got anything constructive to say. Apart, basically, his entire spiel is just, please leave us super intelligent white men alone. You
sound like an SJW.
No, he is an SJW. He is an SJW. Listen. Do you know why that is though? Because what is he doing? He's just sitting around talking, moaning, bitching.
Hey,
you know one guy who I don't like? Sad Gad.
Who's that?
Sad Gad. He's Canadian as well, psychologist. I really can't stand him.
Oh, yes.
Lebanese. He's Lebanese,
yes,
Jewish.
Lebanese guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that why you don't like him? Because he's Jewish?
No. I like Jewish people.
Right.
I got a quick question. Someone just said that what makes you think the Queen is Muslim? I thought I read something back in the days when it said that she has ties to Prophet Rasulullah Sallallahu.
Allow it, fam. Allow it, man. It's abort mission.
No, I remember reading something. It was about through Spain or something, like one of the kings in Spain, and her genealogy was the king in Spain or something.
I've never heard of it. Searching.
Because I was looking for it, and it looks like the Grand Master of Egypt, Ali Goma, verified the genealogy record.
So the times.co.uk.
This is what Modena was saying as well.
The Queen may be a child of the Prophet Muhammad. What? Family tree suggests the monarch is directly descended. By the way, me reading this out is going to be pure cannon fodder for Kamal Adam, or whatever his real name is. You know what I'm talking about.
No, I read this too. It was on the Moroccan paper.
Family tree suggests the monarch is directly descended from the founder. Let's see. Here's the here's the family tree that they published. The theory first surfaced in 1986 when Burke's Peerage, the aristocratic genealogy guide, claimed that Elizabeth II could trace her lineage back to the Muslim kings of Spain, and through them to the founder of Islam, who died in the 7th century in what is now Saudi Arabia. So let's see. Where does she go back to? George I, Sophia, Mary, Queen of Scots, Elizabeth of York, Earl of Cambridge, Isabella of Castile. And from there, have you heard of Naima al-Lakhmi? Great-grandchild of Hassan bin Ali. Anyway, Allah knows best.
Yeah, she's like from Fatima family or something.
Sorry, bro.
Fatima, maybe peace with her. She's her from genealogy. So that makes her like the cousins of the what do you call it, the kings of Morocco and Jordan.
Oh shit! You know the Queen when she was young, she was pretty attractive, you know.
Oh God.
Have you seen that Netflix show The Crown?
Sorry,
Pat, did
Have
you just
seen The
vomit?
Crown?
What's
she
that
was.
say?
I thought I heard you just vomit.
No, have you seen the series The Crown?
Oh God.
Yeah, you
Have you guys,
said it.
have you guys seen the series The Crown on Netflix?
No, I haven't. No.
It's real good. I mean, it's about the Queen's, when she becomes queen and stuff like that, and her life story.
Okay.
So it's pretty good.
Well, it is British propaganda as well. I mean, it's quite sympathetic to us, to be honest.
But it shows how the prime minister comes to her house like every day or something. They sit down and
Yeah. Grey Dunya is in the chat. So just pick up to Grey Dunya in the chat there.
fuck that dude.
جواد الفجر قد حمحم وشد لجامه مسلم كوجه البدر مؤتلقا كرم النصر منطلقا جواد الفجر قد حمحم وشد لجامه مسلم كوجه البدر مؤتلقا كرمح النصر منطلقا كموج غاضب غضبا يعم
Well, yeah. Interesting, yeah, fascinating. Yo! Looks like man got hacked again. Good job, Abu Jimmy, whatever your name is. Well done. Congratulations. If anybody can hear me, please type a 1. usage.
بعرفه الألماس قوي قلبه.
Abu Jimmy, if you keep doing that, I'm going to make dua against you. So be careful. It's your choice, bruv. Anyway, that might just be a good opportunity to end the chat. So thank you, everyone that joined the chat earlier. It's always nice to hang out with you all. That's a big shout out to Surfaz, JK, what's the name? Jafar, and last but not least, Crimes of Britain, Pat. Big up. Always enjoy talking to you all. Yeah, and the people in the live chat as well. Yeah, Analyze Dunya. No big ups to Grey Dunya. Big up to Analyze Dunya. No big up to Analyze Dunya either. You've been on the wrong team lately. I tell you that. You've been ungrateful. I'm the one who gave you mod status. I'm the one who brought you onto these channels and got you acceptance, pal. You've been switching on me with these extremists. Don't think I haven't spotted that, young man. Anyway, what else we got? Yeah. So anyway, I'll leave it there for now. Shall I? All right, let me put a new link out then. People are asking to come back. You know what? Analyze Dunya. Something that gave me bare jokes is I was listening to Abu Toilet the other day. He made the following comment. That's I actually like Analyze That. I think he's a cool guy. I was like, what? Abu Toilet said that? Because there was a previous video of him saying, oh, I used to be 100% sure Reaction is a kafir, but now I'm 200% sure because he's got Analyze That as a mod on his channel. Can you believe that? Yeah, man. Bun Yazid Ali. Yeah, bun you. Bun you in a sesame seed bun in McDonald's. Yo, Yazid Ali, regardless, I don't hate you. Yeah? Don't worry about it. I don't hate you. Yeah. I don't respect your poor choices sometimes, but I don't hate you. MI5 Dunya says, reactionary, if you believe the Queen is Muslim, just say so. It clears up a lot. Yazid Ali says, so lame. Muslim entrepreneur says, last my life, what? LMAO, whatever that means. This guy keeps adding years to me, LMAO. Yeah, what else we got? Yeah, but Yazid Ali, you need to sort out whatever this thing is between you and DJ. Ramadan is coming. You don't want to enter Ramadan in. Let me tell you. Let me see if I can find this hadith. It's a very important one for this. Yeah. Where can I find this hadith? Let's try it. Is this it? This might be the hadith. Let me see. Yeah. So there's a website. Let me read the hadith to you guys. Tell me what you think. So, Grey Dunya, listen to this hadith. Okay, listen to it very carefully. And you, DJ. Okay, let me check out this. So to that hacker, I'm going to make dua against you. I warned you. You've made your choice. Okay, I'll give you one final chance. If you do it again, I will make dua against you. And the dua of the oppressed is accepted. There's no hijab between it and the acceptance of Allah. So beware, because I'm about to read a hadith. So show some respect. The man who went to paradise for purifying his heart. Anas ibn Malik reported. So let me just say Bismillah. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah. We were sitting with the Messenger of Allah, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and he said, "Coming upon you now is a man from the people of paradise. A man from the Ansar came, whose beard was disheveled by the water of ablution, and he was carrying both of his shoes with his left hand. The next day, the Prophet ﷺ repeated the same words, and the man came in the same condition. The third day, the Prophet ﷺ repeated the same again, and the man came in the same condition. When the Prophet ﷺ stood up to leave, Abdullah bin Amr followed the man, and he said, "I am in a dispute with my father, and I have sworn not to enter my home for 3 days. May I stay with you?" The man said, "Yes." Abdullah stayed 3 nights with the man, but he never saw him praying at night. Whenever he went to bed, he would remember Allah and rest until he woke up for morning prayer. Abdullah said that he never heard anything but good words from his mouth. When 3 nights had passed and he did not see anything special about his actions, Abdullah asked him, "O servant of Allah, I have not been in dispute with my father, nor have I cut relations with him. I heard the Prophet ﷺ say 3 times that a man from the people of paradise was coming to us, and then you came. I thought I should stay with you to see what you're doing, that I should follow. But I did not see you do anything special. Why did the Prophet ﷺ speak highly of you?" The man said, "I am as you have seen." When Abdullah was about to leave, the man said, "I am as you have seen, except that I do not find dishonesty in my soul towards the Muslims, and I do not envy anyone because of the good that Allah has given them." Abdullah said, "This is what you have achieved, and it is something we have not accomplished." And that was in the Sunan, so the Musnad of Imam Ahmad. Okay, and in the Arabic it goes, "ما هو إلا ما رأيت غير إن أني لا أجد في نفسي لأحد من المسلمين غشا ولا أحسد أحدا على خير أعطاه الله إياه." So the point here is, let me just summarize. The companions were sitting in the masjid with the Prophet ﷺ, and the Prophet ﷺ told them that a man is about to enter, and this man who is about to enter is from the people of paradise, meaning he's guaranteed paradise. So when he entered, what they noticed is that the man had wudu, he just done wudu, and he was holding his shoes in his left hand. There was nothing spectacular. I mean, people who do wudu and enter the mosque to pray, that's something they all do. So this companion decided to follow him home and made an excuse by which he could be allowed to stay with him for 3 nights. And while staying with him, he didn't see anything spectacular, nothing that was noteworthy to see why this person was different to him. Why would this person be going to paradise and be guaranteed paradise? What has he done that's so deserving of it? And upon leaving, the companion reflected and told him, "The only thing I can think of that I do, which might be special, is that when I go to sleep at night, I don't hold anything in my heart towards another Muslim, pretty much. I don't have jealousy and envy for them." And the other thing he said was, I don't have any ghish, dishonesty or deception towards any Muslims. So let's do that, brothers. You know, before you go to sleep at night, clear your heart of any animosity towards any other Muslim. Jamal says reactionary. That only applies to other Muslims. Okay, whoever that is, yeah, whoever that was who came in the channel. Alhamdulillah. I don't know who that is. Is that Abu Jimmy? Your days are done now. I'm making dua against you. Be careful. Watch yourself when you step out on the roads. And all of your supporters, Abu Jimmy, all of your takfiri scum supporters, your time is done. Get me? Yeah, man. Okay. You guys that are insulting Ali Dawah, don't you know that Saeed is his cameraman? How do you think Saeed would feel that you're insulting his good friend? Don't you respect Saeed? Don't you have care for his feelings? Yeah, bro. Can you hear me? Type 1 if you can hear me. Oh, okay, good. Why no one jumping on? Do I need a new link? Hold on. Doesn't the link work, fellas? Oh, because you got kicked and needs a new hangout. Okay. All right then, fellas. I'll stop it and start a new one. Assalamu alaikum.